YouTube! What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another video from Fantasy Good Sports. And today's, guys, I got one of my homies with me that he's going to be doing shows with me going forward in the future. It's my homie, Big Pickums. Yes, the one and only, the TikTok guy, Big Pickums. What's going on with you, bro?
It's going good, man. Happy to be here. Happy to be on. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man, no problem. I think, man, your mic might be popping a little bit.
My mic?
Yeah, it's like every time you talk. I want to cut it off or reset it real quick if you can.
Damn. I'm just on my iPad, so I don't know what I'll be able to do to it.
Okay. Let me see. We'll make it work.
It wasn't doing that before, was it?
Yes, it was doing it right before we went live, just a little bit. Life and Sports Talk with Jake. What's going on, bro? Rodgers and Watson deadly. Cooper Kupp. Yes, sir. My Seahawks are making good moves in the draft. Yes, and I told people, a lot of people talk junk about Pete Carroll. They don't like Pete Carroll. I love Pete Carroll. I think he's one of the best coaches in the NFL. I think he's a Hall of Fame coach. He develops talent at an elite level. So you don't worry about it, Pickles. We'll make it work. We'll make
it working better.
It's still doing it, but it'll be okay.
All right.
It might be just through me through my headphones. But Life and Sports Talk, let me know if you hear a lot of like static in it. While Pickham's talking.
Yeah, I'll get an actual mic in time, but today, yeah, it's just
you good. Yeah, you good, no problem. Yeah. So, guys, we're gonna talk about today 5 guys that we like in the draft. So far, everything ain't over, but we're just gonna talk about 5 guys that's already been drafted. So I wanted y'all to be able to get my homie his take. I think he got 5 interesting guys. I love his perspective. So, Barbara, go ahead and give us your 5 guys that you like, that you think people should be picking up in fantasy football in 2022.
The one that jumps off the screen the most, a guy that I was expecting to get in our dynasty league, for sure, because I thought nobody was watching this guy except me. And I thought he was going to be a day 3 pick, but I was right. So he was a day 2 pick, obviously, because you got to take the guy you want earlier than you think he's going to go. And that's Velus Jones. He runs a 4.38, a real game time 4.4. He's compact, 6 foot, 200 some pounds, and he can pluck the ball out of the air. He is going to run and perform in a Deebo Samuel type role for the Bears, and he's going to do it well. And Justin Fields, maybe not being the most accurate quarterback in the mid-range and beyond, I could really see. I think they got this guy because Justin Fields is going to look one way, shuck it, and he's just going to let this man do the rest.
Hold on real quick, Pickers. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I got Bogart in the house. Let me introduce him real quick, and then you continue. I'm sorry about that.
No, you good.
The one and only Bogart Scott Free. What's up, bro?
Hey, get your shirt.
Yes, sir. I am Negan. I like it. Man, come on. How you gonna get me started on that, bro? You know that's my favorite character? Bro, I seen a Facebook post. They said, what is your favorite villain in a movie? And I put Negan. I had a lot of likes out of it, man. I thought Negan was a great character.
Yeah, I mean, he's an anti-hero. Aren't we all? Like, it's like we're gonna do what it takes, and good and bad, good and evil. It's all subjective. You know what I mean? If you do what you got to do, there's always gonna be somebody else on the other side that says that you're doing some wrong. You know what I mean? But on my side, I might be doing some right. Shout out to Negan. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I'm glad to be aboard. What up, Big Pickums? It's nice to meet you, man. It's good to see your face and match it with the name. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but continue though. I like what you were saying about about the Bears pick. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, dude. I was just getting to the end of it, right? But I pretty much said my piece on it. And Velus Jones, man, and it's funny because like some of these kids, I was streaming content, seeing what people think, what the public thinks before I came on here, and I've already seen some slander of Velus Jones, a pick, and it's stupid because look, man, you get 2-3 picks, everybody's got different needs. You got to fill that role. You got to do your job. So if like for the Vikings, we needed a safety real bad because what's his face, Harrison Smith is 33 years old now. We took the best one in the draft, in my opinion. I'll be talking about him later, Lewis Seen, and then we got lucky. We took the best corner in the draft right after that, and that might mean settling on the wide receiver you want, Christian Watson, and taking Velus Jones later in the second round, and it's a great pick. And they were able to fill their other roles, the other holes that they had on their team. That the Packers, they needed Christian Watson, so great pick. But I'm really just trying to say, like, people stop slandering Velus Jones, stop slandering the pick. It's a great pick. I do think they did take the wrong corner before Andrew Booth. Terrible pick there. But Velus Jones, he's going to run in the Deebo Samuel type role for them, and he's going to do it well because he's 6 foot, 200 and a buck, and
he get some carries out of the backfield.
Yep, compact, and he's fast. He runs a game time 4.4, and that's my piece on him.
Yeah, okay. And I also like I like that pick for the Bears because I mean if you have a young QB and in free agency, Chicago is not a draw. So they couldn't draw any of these, these free agent wide receivers. They're probably going to have to wait, you know what I mean? Like on the Jarvis Landrys or the OBJs or, you know what I mean? It's just somebody they can finagle to come to the Bears after the draft is done. You know what I mean? Because, and that's the thing too, is you have a defensive minded guy with Matt Eberflus. So of course he's going to address the defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, I really like what you said a lot about his inaccuracies over the middle. You know what I mean? So getting him a big target, predominantly a big slot, because that's what he's gonna be. You know what I mean? You have Pringle and Mooney on the outsides, and and not to mention the OC over there. Was it Gretzky or I forget his name, but he's a product of Matt LaFleur. So we already know what they like. They're going to incorporate that wide zone scheme. And this guy Jones, he's going to be a guy, like you said, like a Deebo, perhaps, where they're going to give him some jet sweeps. They're going to give him some. They're going to give him some shallow crossers. You know what I mean? And he's a big target, and I like his catch radius. The dude's he's a great value.
Yeah, I found him about a week ago, and I was planning to take him, and then Richie sniped him. That was Richie's third snipe against me.
Yeah,
Richie got all the rookies in our league. And by the way, guys, real quick, but just a shout out quick to YouTube, guys. Sign up for my OnlyFans. Get into these listed leagues. Bogart and Big Pick'ems is in a dynasty. It's called a General Managers OnlyFans League, guys. And this is aficionados. This is not for beginners. But I'm offering it up to my OnlyFans members so you can come in here and get this experience against guys that are very, very savvy, cutting edge type drafting stuff, and learning how to draft differently other than what the consensus say. Because the consensus, man, I'm not a consensus guy. Consensus guys, to me, don't win championships. You have to get edgy. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase were edgy plays last year, and those were championship type winning players. So, guys, make sure you sign up for OnlyFans, only $10 a month. Your grandfather Claus in. And go ahead, Pickers. Go ahead with your other guys.
All right. I love. I'll talk. Okay, there are other ones, good ones to talk about. This one, I think, has the most. There's so much implications to this, and it tells us so much. Because Cam Taylor-Britt is a damn good safety. He's a damn good third-round pick. Okay, or a second round. When did he get? Yeah, I think he was a second-round pick. And look, why there's so much implications about this pick, because who did the Bengals take in the first round? They took Daxton Hill, a safety. You don't go safety, and then I think they took a corner or something and re-signed Jesse Bates. You don't. So I don't think we're going to see Jesse Bates as a Bengal next year. He got franchise tagged this year. And Cam Taylor-Britt, I mean, dude, they have their corners. I just don't think I don't think they sign Jesse Bates, given that they just drafted a first-round corner or a first-round safety, from Michigan. So if it's your first-round pick, let's just give them the benefit of the doubt that they made a good pick. I mean, they didn't because they passed on.
I mean, it's also really popular these days. You know what I'm saying? New England made it popular, and also Baltimore, to run 3 safeties and to have one play like a hybrid nickel type linebacker role. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
but, you know, because Jesse Bates is definitely a guy. But if you're the Bengals, I would definitely do stuff like this, like load up on positions that we haven't gave guys contracts, because it's also hard to draw people to Cincy. I know, like, they're a quote unquote Super Bowl contender, or at least in the conversation, but still though, it's hard to draw those motherfuckers in free agency. So you know what I mean? This is just them keeping their pockets loaded, because Jesse Bates is a bad motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, that's a bad boy. You know what I mean? And these guys, I mean, this is how you learn. You know what I mean? You might need to be around some cats like a Jesse Bates. You know what I mean? Like, he's a young vet on a team it's all youngsters for real. You know what I mean? That's a really young football team when you talk about the Bengals. You know what I mean?
They're gonna have to pay a lot of people. I mean, Jamar's getting paid. You know they're keeping him. You know, obviously Joe Burrow is gonna get a massive contract. Who knows how much he's gonna get? I mean, probably $45 million. I think he's gonna be right up there with Josh Allen. And then you know they're probably gonna keep T. Higgins. Dude's huge. Dude is a big target. And I think then they're going to pay for offensive line. And those 3 things right there, man, that's almost half your cap. You know, then pick out your favorite defensive lineman, and then choose between a linebacker. They're probably going to keep that one, Logan Wilson. Probably going to keep him. And then try to – it looks like they basically said what I just said, and now we're gonna go draft defensive backs, and our defensive back is gonna be the Legion of Boom.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like Cam it, Taylor Britt. I really like their defensive coordinator over there, man. Like, if he wasn't coaching for the Bengals, I ain't gonna lie, he'll probably get some head coaching opportunities. But you know, until then, you know what I mean, he really making that defense some. I mean, look at who they had to go through to get to the Super Bowl. They had to go through Mahomes, you know what I mean? And like, and if you think about, ironically, it was the DBs that closed it out for them. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it was. You know, you got Von Bell there, veteran, mature. He's still young.
And even Mike Hilton, man. Mike Hilton playing the nickel, and like, they have him. They'll line him up on the edge, have him coming off the edge for real. Like, he led the league in sacks as far as DBs last year. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited. I like what they did with the draft. I don't always like the Bengals drafts. A lot of times their drafts don't make any sense because they won't trade. They don't trade their picks. They just take whoever's there, even if it's a reach. You know?
Yeah, that's that Mike Brown stuff.
Yep.
Y'all look up the history of how the Bengals started, and you can understand what happened, because Paul Brown came from the Browns itself, and when it came time for him to get his ownership in the team that the owner had promised him, they lied to him. So he hated the Browns, and he started his own franchise called the Bengals. That's why his son now that owns the franchise, grandson, is Mike Brown Jr. And it's just a family ran business and he's not paying a bunch of money, and he's not doing no high type of trades. But now I think things are changing. You see, he got Jamar Chase first. Usually they would go get like a defensive player, right? They're not really gonna get a wide receiver in the top five guy, right? And I want to give a lot of credit to what was the coach that he was there for 10 years? He helped balance the Bengals out. Marvin Lewis. He balanced the Bengals out where now they have like an infrastructure, right? So the Bengals are up and coming franchise. Nothing never stays the same. So I agree with you. Yeah, man. Go ahead. What you got? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, good time to be a Bengals fan. And just to end on that one, in case you got lost watching this, Cam Taylor Britt, very great safety, great pick, Bengals.
Yep.
On to the next one though. I'd say the next one. I love. There's so many, you guys, but I love Jelani Woods going to the Colts. I think this is one of the best tight ends at a position that's hard to come by. He's big, long, lengthy, plucks the ball, is athletic. It's his potential and upside that could really be something.
And he can block too.
Yeah, and I love a big athletic tight end in a run scheme offense. I love that. I'll take that all day because he's going to be on the field for at least 80% of the snaps.
Yeah, I like his film, man. There's a lot of good film of him just destroying DNs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna fit right in that offense with Jonathan Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also they signed Mo Alley Cox too. He's not gonna be just a gadget tight end. He's gonna get some red zone targets. So I like Mo Alley Cox for a sleeper.
Yeah, that dude's huge.
Yeah,
he's the tallest man in the world. Mo Alley.
Here's one though I can go off about a little bit is Lewis Cine, and I was gonna be so pissed if somebody took him from me. Oh, I'm so happy to have Lewis Cine, man, and I have him paired up with Zadarius Smith. This guy, I think he's the best safety in the draft. I think he's better than Kyle Hamilton because Kyle Hamilton doesn't have range. He doesn't have the speed to get back. He's a box safety, and he's going to be a great box safety. And it's still a great pick for the Ravens because they have Marcus May, a 27-year-old Marcus May. So they're going to be just fine.
You mean this? Hold on, didn't Marcus May go to the Saints? You talking about Marcus Williams?
Oh, Marcus Williams.
Marcus May actually replaced Marcus Williams.
Yeah,
the Saints.
I got those two mixed up.
No, it's all good.
But yeah, I love Lewis Cine. So I think he's the dude. He plays bigger than himself. He's 6'2.5", 200 pounds, and he ran a 4.5, and probably something better than that. I don't think I saw that part, but this dude, he picks up and he knows where to be. So like, I look at Harrison Smith. He wasn't that fast, but he's in the right spots because the dude, he's a great player. He's awesome.
That's that veteran IQ right there.
Yeah, and I remember him from Notre Dame.
Yeah, and that's who's going to teach him. And Lewis Cine, I love that. I'm comfortable with him playing him in the box. I'm totally comfortable with him coming up and sniffing out runs and blitzing. But I love his range ability that I know I can trust him getting back, putting his foot in the dirt and picking someone off and being in the right spot. And so I'm super excited to have him on my Vikings, and I'm super excited to have him on my team. And I'm so happy with the pick. And I thought it was beautifully orchestrated by my guy, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, the new GM for the Vikings. People are slandering this man right now because we traded with the Packers and the Lions. Hey, you know what? It takes two to tango, right? It takes two to tango. You got to take what you can get. Look, they're going to do what they do because they got a lot of picks, and they're going to fill these roles. Do you want to get the best corner in the draft and the best safety in the draft and a good offensive lineman and a great linebacker with a lot of upside? All right, well, you're going to have to trade the Packers to do that, and they're going to get Christian Watson. So be it. But you know what? We filled our holes. And y'all teams didn't like we did. So I love it.
I'm surprised the Packers didn't whiff on that. I ain't going to lie to you.
Yeah, we're obsessed with this stuff, and we obviously hit a lot because a lot of these picks make sense to us and not other people. And like a lot of picks we see went earlier than they were supposed to. Like look at next one I'm going to talk about, Leo Chenal. He went before a lot of guys. He's a day 2 pick. You're still a great pick, dude. You're a day 2 pick. So and I love it. And these GMs, man, they are some magicians. Because yes, if I were the Packers, I would have taken Christian Watson at that 22 because we think
I agree.
All that.
I agree.
But they're so smart. They're like, all right, no, we're gonna do Quay Walker. We're gonna do Quay Walker and that other guy, and then we'll take Christian Watson at the start of tomorrow. And look at they did that. They were able to. That's a huge swing. That's a really that gets you. That keeps you your job right there.
Yeah. You know,
Yep. And real quick before you go, Bogart, I just want to let everybody know in the chat, guys, hit the like button as you come in. I'll greatly appreciate it. It helps this video get out in the algorithm so my content can reach a greater audience. So make sure you hit the like button and also share this to your friends, guys. Great content, cutting edge content right here. I'm telling you, nobody else has perspective like this channel does. I'm not saying we the best, but we have a different perspective. So go ahead, Bogart.
I was gonna say algorithm give me money. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
No, but,
yes, sir.
I will say, I mean, like the Packers, with Joe, they had brought in Joe Barry as their DC last year, and he really made that a top 5 unit. You know, for the longest, obviously the offense carried that team down there in Green Bay, and I mean, so it didn't. So I was saying this when we were covering day one. You know, I was saying, I don't see them taking a receiver in this first round because, especially when you saw the consensus top 5 go off the board, and there was a bunch of people moving in front just to get in front of the Packers so they could do so. Same thing with the Chiefs. If one of those top 5 had failed, they maybe move up to grab the man, and they want defense too because, man, you need to complement. You need to complement your franchise QBs. You can't have them carrying the team 100%. Like, and ironically, I'm talking about Rodgers and Mahomes, and Mahomes is one of those guys that's like, he reminds me of Rodgers. Like, he had to carry the Chiefs that 2018 year, you know what I'm saying? And even in 2019, it wasn't until he popped that kneecap and that defense really stepped up, you know what I mean? And because you got to be able to win games on both sides of the field, you know what I mean? And Rodgers, I mean, if I'm the Packers, you're okay with what you do historically. Like, hey, we don't need to get a first round receiver for Rodgers. He makes these second and third round guys be dogs. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And this is a perfect example with Christian Watson. And I know TD. You've been championing him. And I remember you're like, man, I won't be surprised if he goes in the first round. And I said I wouldn't be surprised if he don't, because I thought he was going to be that value for one of these real competitors, you know what I mean? Like, and look at that, he landed in Green Bay. That's like the best. Like, we couldn't have asked for anything better. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Bogart, can you move your camera up a little bit? We can't see your eyes.
There you go.
Okay.
My bad.
Yep. No, you good.
That thing keeps slipping on me. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and then were you done, Pick'ems? With your list?
Yeah.
I don't want to cut you off.
I was basically done.
Well, go ahead. Read them out. Read them out again. Read them out again, Pick'ems.
Huh?
Read them out again, Pick'ems.
Okay. Here are the names I just got written down. Okay, so no order. I had to write down Christian Watson right away. What he's gonna do, the role he's gonna fill. And I'll say about Christian Watson, I don't give a damn about Jameson Williams. I don't give a damn about Chris Olave. You can have them all day. I don't think they're first round. No. It's about the role you fill, who you are as a prospect, and who's going to throw to you. I got to say this for the dumbest move, trading a 22nd overall first round pick for Marquise Booty Hole Brown. Oh, good Lord. What pain. What pain to be a Cardinals fan. Oh, I would be ripping my hair out. I would be ripping my hair out if I was a Cardinals fan.
For a first round.
A first round pick. He went like 15th overall, 14th, 17th overall. And that was a miss. That was a miss. And the Cardinals just came in and said, oh, allow me. I'll give you a 22nd overall pick. Whoa. Oh, my God. Terrible. Oh.
You know how I feel about that? Is that's, if you remember early in the offseason, Kyler Murray, he was yelling that, go get me CeeDee Lamb. And they're like, man, you smoking. You know what I mean? They ain't finna come off CD. And, like, this is their version of that because they reuniting him with his boy. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah, but this is the NFL. You can't it's not Legos.
Well, I mean, like you said, it's the NFL. It's a copycat league.
Yeah.
So, when you look at the Jalen Waddles along with the tuna fish, you look at Mighty Joe Young with the Chase Bank. You know what I mean? You look at the Slim Reaper with Jalen Hurts. Like, this is another version of that.
Yeah,
but it's a poor man's version of it.
Yeah, I'd rather have. I mean, I'm smart, so I'd rather have Tyquan Thornton on day 2 than trade my first round pick. But hey, I'm way smarter than them. So are we. So whatever.
I don't think they're. I don't really fuck with what's his name, Steve Times. Their GM for Arizona.
I thought Cliff Kingsbury is doing a lot of the grocery shopping for them.
I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, and Cliff Kingsbury, the jury's still out on him, man. I don't like the play calling. I don't like. I mean, that's really what it is. I can't stand the play calling. It's a head scratcher.
Yeah, I mean, I think a great, if you like, look, the Dolphins, they started 0-7 and then they went on to go 7-0. I see great coaching in that. When you see a team go 0-7 and then go 7-0, I think there's some good coaching going on and players stepping up and doing what their coaches tell them to do really well. And then when you go 7-0 or 8-0 or whatever the Cardinals went, I think that's both things are happening. But then when you end the season the way they did,
yeah. Here's another thing. He has the inability to make adjustments to his scheme. 8 weeks they go undefeated, and then everybody figures out what they finna do, and the rest is history. It's always a tale of two halves when you're talking about the Cliff Kingsbury, Kyler Murray cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You have to learn.
2 halves of the season. You're gonna start off fiery, and like once the league makes adjustments to them, because it is a copycat league. You know who put out the blueprint how to stop them was the people that broke their winning streak. It was the Packers on a Thursday nighter. You know what I mean? Yeah. They embarrassed Kyler, and they knew everybody. This is how you do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I do think though it's worth saying. The Cardinals historically have had terrible second halves of the season because when they did that, I remember all the stats coming out on ESPN and CBS and whatnot, Bleacher Report saying. They look back at every time the Cardinals have had a winning start, and they ended it with a losing, not winning one more game. They did it in 2009, back when
with Warner.
Yeah, and they did it back with in the Pat Tillman era. They were able to knock out my Vikings back in 2000, back with Josh McCown. Yeah.
So Pickers, what was your guys again? Can you give to the crowd?
I got Christian Watson, Velus Jones, Lewis Cine, Andrew Booth, the best corner in the draft. The dude is a freak athlete. Leo Chenal, George Karlaftis, Jelani Woods, George Pickens, and Cam Taylor-Britt. Those are the names I've written down. There are more, you guys,
so give them when you say your 5, give them the position because this is a lot of draft picks.
My bad.
So give the position.
My bad. So Christian Watson is a wide receiver out of NDSU, and he went to the Green Bay Packers. Everyone. Velus Jones is a wide receiver out of Tennessee, and he went to the Chicago Bears. Lewis Cine is the defensive back out of Georgia, and he's going to play free safety for my Minnesota Vikings. Andrew Booth is a cornerback out of Clemson, and he's going to play corner for my Minnesota Vikings. Leo Chenal is a linebacker from Wisconsin, and he is going to play linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs. George Karlaftis, a defensive end for Purdue, who's going to go on to play defensive end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Great pick. 2 great picks by them. And then Jelani Woods, a tight end from Virginia, who's going to play tight end at the Indianapolis Colts. George Pickens, the Georgia wide receiver product, a highly touted prospect coming into college and now still. And he's going to play wide out at Pittsburgh for the Steelers. And then last we got Cam Taylor-Britt, a do-it-all safety from Nebraska, going to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Let me go through the chat before I get on to you, Bogart. Let me go through the chat. Yeah, and let me see. So earlier, my homie Life and Sports Talk with Jake, he was like Rodgers and Watson deadly, Cooper Kupp, and he was like my Seahawks are making good moves in the draft, and I agree with that. I know Bogart, I always give him a tough time because he called Pete C now, and that just gets under my skin because I love Pete. I love what he did.
He still is old and senile. But shout out to John Schneider because he's actually the one who is sane.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Life is Sports Talk with Jake said, yeah, but it's all good in neighborhood. So he was talking about the your microphone. So he was saying it's fine, big pick'ems. And he also says, TD, the AJ Brown's value goes down in Philly. I don't know about him. Bruh, I love it. All he needs is two or three big plays a game. He's not a volume guy. He can be a volume guy, but they just need him to take the top off the defense and bake big plays.
I got some thoughts on this.
Yeah, go ahead real quick, bro.
Okay,
go ahead real quick.
I mean, the Eagles were number 32 in the league last year when it came to pass attempts. I think Jalen Hurts was 420 some pass attempts, 3,100 passing yards. This is what you would expect though, because they're the most rushingest team in the league. You know what I mean? They're number one at total rush attempts because their QB is going to run the ball a ton also. And Abe, what do you know? He came from a similar team, AJ Brown, where they're number 31 in pass attempts. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. Guess who got into playoffs? The Eagles did and the Titans. So they're going to bring a high caliber receiver like AJ Brown. So you see what you got with Jalen Hurts. I like what the Eagles are doing. They got an extra first-round pick from the Saints in 2023. So, and they're consciously putting weapons around Jalen Hurts. So we'll know if he's not the guy or not. And they can attack one of these QBs in next year's draft class that's supposed to be like a plethora of them. Right?
Preach.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And as far as fantasy, I'm probably not going to have too much AJ Brown in a single QB 12-team redraft. Why? Yeah. Because we're still going to have to get him in or around that 2-3 turnaround. That's being generous to me. He probably going to go higher than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He probably goes higher, like mid-second round. I mean, if there's an Eagles fan in your league, he's probably taking him on that 1-2 turnaround on the 2 side. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we're going to need the efficiency. Like when you're not getting peppered with targets, you need to be efficient. In Tennessee, he can get 8-9 targets and go like 6 for 9. You know what I mean? 7 for 9. He was that type of guy. He had the rapport with Tannehill. You know what I mean? So when you look at someone like a Jalen Hurts, very inaccurate on the big stretch the field throws. You know what I mean? Like when he stretches the field, he's throwing. It's wow. You know what I mean? And AJ Brown is not a catch radius guy. You need to put it right on him. You know what I mean? So that's the one thing. That's the one things I worry about with AJ Brown going to the Eagles.
Okay. I do think AJ Brown's stock fell a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised, especially if you have an Eagles fan in your draft, that he takes him at a little bit earlier, wherever he is in the second round, like the 2-4. But generally, I think we saw AJ going at the 2-5 and 2-6, 2-4, right around there. I think we're going to see him go in the later second round, early third. So not a huge drop.
Yeah, the 2-3 turnaround is where I would like him. I would like him on the 3 side. I mean, if you're doing traditional leagues where there's no third round reversal, if you're a top 3 pick, you could pluck off one. Like say you're number 1, you get your Jonathan Taylor, and then you get back, and now you get 2 in a row again on a 2-3. I don't mind taking AJ Brown there, right? To start off be my first receiver. But I would also love if I had a Jonathan Taylor there, and I'd pluck 2 receivers right there. You know what I mean? Because I want to mitigate. I want to mitigate the risk of what AJ Brown could be, especially with the intangibles, things you can't measure, like his injury history. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? I would want to insure him, couple him up with, let's say, a Mike Evans and then AJ Brown. Like, if you imagine starting JT, Mike Evans, AJ Brown, you're not mad at that. You know what I mean?
Yep, I agree. And my homie Richard Watkins. So guys, go check out my website. It's goodsportstd.com. Goodsportstd.com. And the link is in the description, guys. And I got my homie Richard Watkins. He writes for me, guys. And He had a great article. He predicted a lot of these rookies where they was going to go. So go check that article out again at goodsportstd.com. And yes, he says, click the like button as you come in. Put some respect on it. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Richard.
Put some respect on it.
Pretty Richie, what they called him.
That's Pretty Richie.
Hey, he got
that's
all
Pretty
the
Richie.
Rookies.
Yes, he do. We
I
didn't
cannot
get
get a rookie to save my life in this draft.
Yes,
Dude.
He started from the beginning, from the first round. He taking rookies.
Hey, but you know what though? I'm about to send him hella trade offers though.
Dude,
Yes,
yesterday I tried to offer like literally 7 picks for just a pick in this round today. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants the 40 through 47 for today's pick. And I'm like, bro, I'll give you 10 of them. I'll give you all of them. Like, nobody cares. People want their rookies.
I have this plan. I have this plan where I figured, okay, the timing of it all, where we are in this slow draft, in correlation with the actual draft, I feel like it's going to be all rookies. I was telling this to TD yesterday. And if you look at it, everybody's plucking off rookies. So I traded away to jump back in and grab a running back that I really like. I grabbed a Zaquandre White. And like I was okay with not being available the next few rounds because I'm like all the veteran guys or even just young vets that are startable, they're starting guys.
Yeah,
they're gonna fall. You know what I mean? Because everyone's gonna go rookie crazy right now.
Yep. That's why I'm zigging while they zagging. I'm saying, let me get all these veterans. I'll take them. I have an older team. I'm trying to win this year.
You hit me with a bunch of keywords. I'm about to roll. I think I might roll something now. I heard zigzag. I mean, I might gotta roll something up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you good? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Now, okay. Well, so I'm gonna go what they call in the fantasy world chalk, right? Because we're talking fantasy here, and I love what Pick'em. I love Pick'em's list because he highlighted a bunch of these guys that could be valuable in IDP leagues, man. And but I'm gonna go chalk on the traditional side of fantasy with a lot of these.
Well, hold up real quick, Bogart. I'm almost done with the chat. Let me get done with the chat.
Go ahead. I'm getting overzealous.
Yeah, no, you good. I love it. And Richard Watkins also says, feeling bad for Michael Carter. Breach Hall will get a 70-30 split, barring injury. So I disagree a little bit, Richie. What would you? I want to know, Richie, what you said when Alvin Kamara came in, and Mike and Mark Ingram was already there. That didn't hurt Alvin Kamara's value. Why can't Alvin Kamara be Michael Carter? I feel like that's what Michael Carter is. He is Alvin Kamara.
That's who I compared him to last season.
Yep, and that's
a poor man's Kamara.
Yeah, so he's gonna get all the pass work and he's gonna get a few carries too. Breach also, they're gonna have 2 dynamic guys. I wouldn't be surprised in 2025 if they had 2,000-yard rushers. I said what I said because this is the new NFL.
They got Mike LaFleur over there.
Yeah,
he's a Shanahan disciple. So having a crop, having a backfield that you can rotate in and out guys, that's just what it is in that system. They're gonna run that wide zone scheme, and if you look at last year, you even had the likes of Ty Johnson eating. It wasn't just Carter, and Carter was hurt most of the year too. But and that probably says a lot. Plus, Breece Hall keeps falling, and you see who was coming up next. Houston was going to be on the clock.
There you go.
Pick. So they jumped right in front of Houston, and that spoiler alert. That's where I'm going with some of my chalk guys once I get to this list.
Yeah. Yep. And Richard also says James Conner is a huge winner so far. Eno Benjamin is a sleeper now. Eno Benjamin been a sleeper for a long time, and I got to give it to my boy.
I don't think he's waking up, man.
You don't think so?
Nah.
I think so. I think they're gonna give him an opportunity. I think
has he been taken?
I don't know. I'm not saying. I'm not saying big pickums. I'm not saying.
I'll say
I can tell you this.
You know what? He's a landmine to me.
Yeah. Oh, you feel it? Okay.
He's a landmine. Hey, you might need a James Conner injury for him to even be a thing. Even like if he's the new Chase Edmonds, do we even want that? Chase Edmonds averaged 12 touches a game. Like, you know what I mean? That's not nothing more than like a low end flex. You know what I mean? He's not even a
Mm-hmm.
high-end handcuff. He's a totally different type of running back, size-wise, skill-wise, than a James Conner. James Conner, I like what they're doing with him. He's a bell cow. The only thing is that he's injury prone. So there's that.
Well, but they're gonna watch his touches. They're gonna give James Conner all the honey spot touches, all the green zone touches. But Eno's gonna be the guy. Well, look, go out there and run into a cloud of dust a couple times. So we don't do that with James Conner.
They're still gonna end up with like a Sony Michel or
something.
Or a Darrell Williams. The Cardinals are gonna find another guy still.
Coming out of the Even coming out of the preseason, I agree with that. Even coming out of preseason, they probably pick up some kind of veteran guy just to be safe. I agree with that. Yeah. And also, Richie says, "Go sign up for my OnlyFans, guys. $10 a month. This is the last year. Your grandfather clause in for life. So imagine in 3 years, guys, this could be a $40, $50 value. You only paying $10, and you get into all sorts of leagues, right? Because I got a great listener league community, and also, guys, NFTs coming. So you're gonna be able to get NFTs for only $10." So I'm just letting you know where this is going to be going, guys. So you want to get in this year for $10. That's all you got to spend. And also, guys, you get half off on consultations and everything. You get a lot of perks by being signed up under the OnlyFans. I'm available for you all day. So, and my homie Matt L, what's going on, bro? He said, "What's going on?" And Matt L says, "I drafted Dynasty yesterday. Just got Josh Allen, Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, AJ Dillon, McLaurin, Bateman, Tony, Trevor Lawrence, and Eno Benjamin. I don't know who was picking in your league, but they let you stack up."
Yeah. To get Chase, if he got him in that order, I'm pretty sure he didn't. He probably went Chase, Pitts, and probably got Allen. I'm assuming a single QB. So you know what I mean? Because if you're talking super flex, QBs is coming off early because in Dynasty you don't want to be. Yeah, you don't want to deal with it for years having bad QBs. You know what I mean? It's a killer lineup, man.
Yep, it is, bro. I love that team.
I think I'm gonna be. I love my team. I'm gonna be okay, but man, I thought I was gonna be able to get Derek Carr in the 6th. He was just so far down. I thought I'd be able to get Kirk Cousins in the 6th, and
I got a lot of QBs.
Yeah, I got Malik Willis paired with Treylon Burch. That's a blessing. God is
that's the universe right there because you know what I'm saying they didn't have landing spots when you drafted them, so that's awesome. That's some clairvoyancy right there.
And now the next draft we do and shit, I can just have some disparity and not take those guys because I got them at great value in our draft, so I can just play freely and play who I truly believe is the best player available in the next draft we do and shit. And just I don't gotta reach because I can just tell myself, yo, you got them both in your other league and you got them at way better value. So maybe go try out George Pickens or whatever, if he's at a good spot,
Yeah. Pickens went to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I love that pick too.
Yeah. Shout out to Kenny Pickett, man.
Yep. Shout out to my homeboy Big Mac from Fantasy Headliners, guys. He was on Carl Pickens, and he said that he probably thought that it was going to go to his own. He loved the Pittsburgh Steelers, so he said that he wanted Pickens to go to the Steelers, and they did get him. They said they was going to move. I also hear some beat writers say that they were moving Claypool to the slot and using him like Debo.
I mean, he's already. If y'all remember his 2020 outing,
yes.
And I swear to God, this is what
5 rushing touchdowns.
This is what people are still chasing. This is how polarizing he was. Is that people still, pun intended, chase Claypool from that day. He had the end around. He ran it in. He had another one, just a straight up carry out the backfield. Then he had the two tugs out of the air. You know what I mean? It's crazy because that's a perfect example of poor play calling and poor game planning on a week when you look at the personnel you have. Like you have a guy like this, that these guys, you can't even call them gadget guys. It's just another skill set that they have.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
these wide backs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like before they used to call them they try to call them OWs, offensive weapons, the Percy Harvins, the Trayvon Austins or Kayvon Austins, guys like that. And those are guys you never would want in fantasy because you don't know what they're gonna do. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Outside of Percy Harvin years ago, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, Matt L says, and my friend is saying my team is ass. Man, I'm gonna be stacked for years. You are, bro. You're gonna be stacked. He just hating on your team. He just hating.
Hey, tell him I'll see you in the chip.
Yo,
you gotta start speaking into existence every time you're done with a draft. You gotta let everybody know, hey, I'll see y'all in the chip.
Yeah.
Me, in the words of my man, Heart to Start Kev. Shout out to my man Kev. He always says, "Meet me there, don't beat me there."
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yep. And Rick, go ahead, Pickles.
I got an update on this draft, man, because there's, oh my goodness, dude, Dameon Pierce to a running back out of Florida.
Yeah, I know him. I love him.
Texans. Yeah,
wow.
There's the Texans guy right there.
That's it. That's Marshawn Lynch. Yep.
Yeah, I don't care if it's a 4th round value. That to me, that's
it's
just
a running back. It's just a running back. Yeah, it's a running back.
Sometimes the draft capital. It's like Michael Carter last year. He didn't run with the team ones because they treated him like he was a 4th rounder. You have to earn your way into this role. But the opportunity for a Pierce is there. Marlon Mack is he's just a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All you Marlon Mack truthers out there, just stop. You know what I mean? I thought Pierce would be a day 2 guy. You know what I mean? So in Texas, I wanted Breece Hall to go to Texas just because of the opportunity share. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So Pierce going there, I like it. Dial it up.
Yep. And
and then Zamir White to the Raiders.
Who's Zamir?
Yep, Zamir White to the Raiders.
Hey, because Josh McDaniels, pun intended, he's like, give me James White's cousin, Zamir White.
And then Isaiah Spiller, running back out of Texas A&M, to the Chargers.
Ooh. I like that. Because tell me who's injury prone.
Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler.
Hey, my man Austin Powers Eckler, he do got the mojo, but hey, sometimes he loses it, bro. And I'm happy because I got Isaiah Spiller's one of the ones that I drafted. I think I might have drafted him like 11th round with no landing spot yet. You know what I mean? So that was like, but I had him 3rd on my list of who I had, the Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, and Isaiah Spiller in that order. So I really like that. I think he might he's great in the passing game too, and he could pass pro. So getting some 3rd down work, I wouldn't be surprised if when you're going hurry up. And guess what? Justin Herbert led the league in pass attempts, 670 something, bro, 672.
Yep.
Like a lot of people are gonna be flex worthy just based on that. If you're a pass catcher, and Isaiah Spiller is.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, I got one. I got 2 more. I got God is good. God is so good. God is so good, man. Hassan Haskins to the Tennessee Titans.
Nice.
That is, bro.
It's such a crazy guessing game, right? When we have to draft these motherfuckers before they landed somewhere, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pure luck.
or destiny.
Yes.
Destiny. That's a match made in heaven, bro. I got the running back, the running QB, and a great wide receiver, a great prospect. I'm so happy. Fuck yes. And
I'm happy for you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then Pierre Strong Jr., running back out of South Dakota State, goes to New England.
I like that. That's that's their hurry up guy.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
that's
their
all the 4-minute drill, their 2-minute drill. Because JJ Taylor just wasn't that guy. They're trying to find a James
and that
White.
Bolden guy.
Yeah, and Brandon Bolden, the reason Brandon Bolden always stuck around was because he also played a ton of special teams, and he can also get into a scat back role.
Yeah.
JJ Taylor's not a special teams guy, and then he would always be inactive. This guy, what was buddy's name? You just said
Pierre Strong.
Yeah, Strong, bro. Pun intended. He got strong chances to be that hurry up guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the order of that went. So I'll give you the order. So just for understanding and because I know Dameon Pierce went after Zamir White. I regret that. I wish I would have taken Dameon Pierce over Zamir White, but it just you you try not to take a guy too early. You know, that's why I don't have Velus Jones on my team, because you have these holes to fill, and I don't ever want to find myself in a spot like running backs. My running backs could be better, but look, my defense, I have Myles Garrett and TJ Watt and George Karlaftis, Trevon Walker. I love my defense, so I try not to reach for guys. I try to take the best player available, and I wish I would have taken him over Zamir White, but so this is how it goes. Dameon Pierce went in the 2nd overall pick in this 4th round from Florida to the Texans. And
Love
then
that.
after that, it was Zamir White went 17th overall. Oh, so my Vikings traded back with the Raiders from the 17th pick of the 4th round. The Vikings trade back to out of the round. They traded out of the 4th. And with that pick, the Raiders selected Zamir White, running back out of Georgia. Right after that, pick 18 in the 4th round at 123 overall, Isaiah Spiller goes, running back out of Texas A&M to the Los Angeles Chargers.
I fucking love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then
let's go.
That's Austin Eckler replacement.
Yep.
And then at the 20th pick of the 4th round, 125 overall, Texas Tech's Eric Ezukanma, wide receiver, goes to the Dolphins. So I didn't know that. I don't know that guy.
Who is this?
This is Eric Ezukanma, a wide receiver out of Texas Tech, goes to the Mike McDaniel's Dolphins.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, that guy's a special teams a contributor also, so that could be there. That could be why.
Very cool. 2 picks later, Pierre Strong, running back out of South Dakota State, goes to New England. He's going to sit behind Ramondre Stevenson, who I loved last year, and I still do. And then after that, it was a Hassan Haskins to running back out of Michigan at pick 131. The 26th pick in the 4th round goes to Tennessee. And then the last one, Romeo Dubes, wide receiver out of Nevada, goes to the Packers. That has to be said right there.
I like that. That's he was one of he one of Cameron Strong's favorite targets.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The dude's he is 6'2", 201, ranked the 20th wide receiver in this draft.
What did he run?
He doesn't say on here.
Okay. Because you know what? That he fits the description of a Green Bay Packers receiver. They like the taller 6'2"-ish guys, that the streakers down the field, the MVSs. He reminds me of his build is like an MVS.
Yeah. And real quick, let me get through these chats real quick. And then Richard says Jets situation is basically the Hunt and Chubb in the Cleveland. I agree with that. Both of these guys are going to have value. Mm-hmm. And Matt L says, I've been on Eno since before last year. Yeah, Matt, you was the first guy to tell me about Eno Benjamin. You talked about him as a rookie, bro. So anything that happens with Eno, bro, it's all credit to you, Matt. Because I remember you was the first one to tell me about the guy. And James
Don't do it, Matt. Don't do it.
James Wynn. And James Wyndham says Big Pickham's got a lot of static. Yeah, bro. We know that. So we're just gonna try to get through the live. But I appreciate that, James. Yeah, don't worry about it, Pickham's. We're gonna get through it, man. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't let it happen again.
Yeah. I'm getting a mic here soon.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, man, because Pickham's, you got the isms, bro. Like, it's really, like I said earlier, it's really good to match the face with the name of people I'm competing with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, check him out on TikTok, guys. Everyone that's in the chat, go check him out on TikTok, and also go subscribe to Bogart's channel, guys, on YouTube. He has a channel.
It's called the GMM Network. You know what I mean? It stands for Give Me Money. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Or God made me, or get more money, whatever you want it to stand for.
Whatever acronym you want to stand for, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bogart, with your top 5 guys that you think people should be targeting in their fantasy drafts coming up in Dynasty and redraft.
Okay, so I'm gonna go chalky because That's what everybody loves. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like everybody's gonna go to the shiny new toys, and I love Breece Hall, man. I just hope I know out here in the West, I'm from Cali, I'm from the Bay. You know, if I'm in the league with guys from out here, they're not looking at these Jets guys like that. The Jets kind of have a stink. So you probably could get Breece Hall in a single QB, 12-team redraft. You could probably get him on the 1-2 turnaround. And if Breece Hall becomes who we think he is, you will never get him in that range anymore. He'll go higher. We already know this. And here's the thing with Breece Hall, he's going to be in that wide zone scheme, that Shanahan scheme. We all love this. You know what I mean? Matt LaFleur and Robert Saleh, they're over there. They're, Robert Saleh, head coach, defensive-minded guy. What goes hand in hand with defense? Running the ball. You know what I mean? Breece Hall, hey, especially after having a Michael Carter, they're two totally different backs, but they're also guys that can catch the ball as well as run on the outside of the edge, run between the tackles. I do fear for Michael Carter once we get deeper into the season because Breece Hall, he can catch the ball too. He could be a 3-down back. I think the days of the bell cows are dead, but he is a workhorse. We're talking 70-30, like Buddy said in the chat earlier. You know what I mean? And for a guy you could probably get in the back of the first or early second. You know what I mean? Breece Hall, I'm all about Breece Hall. And then, as much as TD champion Christian Watson, I was championing Skye Moore before we knew where he was going to land. I thought he was one of those guys that could potentially creep up and be a sleeper in the back of the first. Or if not, he's going to be a value to one of those big hitters, bro. And he ended up being that for Kansas City. I mean, anytime you can get attached to Mahomes, we want that. This guy's a great route runner. He's a burner. And he's real physical for being a tiny dude. You know what I mean? He has tremendous hops. So he does go up and get contested catches. But I'm just Skye Moore, bro. It's pun intended. The sky's the limit. You know what I mean? He's with Mahomes now.
His stock had just skyrocketed with that.
He could. We love Tyreek Hill on those deep crossers.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We love Tyreek Hill on those shallow crossers. Skye Moore can do all that. You know what I mean? And one thing I want to emphasize is his hands, bro. His hands. He's not built like Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill to me was like if you were to literally breed a cheetah with Tavon Austin and Steve Smith Sr. in one. That is Tyreek Hill. Because he had the hands, he was kind of, tell me he's not built like a Steve Smith.
No, yeah, he's built like a running back. He's built like Barry Sanders. He looks like Barry Sanders.
I like that. And he had the young Percy Harvin-ish, Tavon Austin-ish, you know what I mean, gadgety stuff. But he was also a great route runner. And you can't replace Tyreek Hill because there's only one Tyreek Hill. Skye Moore, there's only one Skye Moore, but he's gonna.
They could have replaced him with one player, maybe one player, but I'm gonna let you finish. One player they could have replaced him.
I'm saying though, this Skye Moore is gonna shock a lot of people.
Yes,
you know what
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I have to. One little note about Skye Moore. I got to let you know. Sorry to interrupt.
No. I want to hear your thoughts.
Skye Moore had the biggest hands of the draft. Of anyone in the draft, he had the biggest hands. He had at 10 1/4 inches.
Bruh,
so that
I have a theory that he's a Skywalker, bro. He actually has the force. The big hands actually draw the ball into it.
Skye Moore won't get past in a dynasty league. In a dynasty league like ours, Skye Moore is not falling past the 12. No. No, he's not.
I mean, and this was without a landing spot.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
in a league without defensive players, if you're in a league, any league, oh man, if I can get Skye Moore in the 8th, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't argue. Okay, how about this? In a single QB rookie draft for Dynasty, because after this draft, we're getting into that season. A lot of people are going to have their rookie drafts. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He is 1A, B, or C. I think he's like 1C. Maybe I even argue he's 1B because in the single QB, a lot of people are going to go for Breece Hall. He's just going to be 101, right? 102, I could argue Skye Moore over a Watson because solely based on Aaron Rodgers probably has like 1 or 2 seasons more before he's finally done with Green Bay. I don't think he'll be done with football. I think he has about 3 or 4 more years. But I think that this thing with Green Bay, because if you really look into the contract, it's really just this next 2 seasons, and they can make moves that don't hurt them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's because if not, Watson could arguably be 101 as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest, it's about winning now. Let's not get caught up too much in dynasty where it's like I gotta make my decisions based on these next couple of years as well. You know what I mean? I do want to win now, and if I wanted to win now, I think I'm taking Christian Watson at 101.
Don't say that. Do not say that, Bogart. Please do not say that, because I'm gonna be disappointed if somebody go up to 101 after I know he wasn't the 101.
I'm saying though, because look at
you're right. I would. You know, I would too.
Good thing you got him in this draft. Good thing
I know.
you got him in this
But
draft.
I took him. But you see where I took him? I think who's told me? I think you picked him. You said, Titty, I love when you took him.
It was
you took him at the perfect spot, and I knew
because I could argue Skye Moore is the guy you want for the long distance, because it might take him a year. It's you know what I mean. Let's not pretend that Travis Kelce's not the number 1 guy. You know what I mean? And like if Andy Reid has a very complex offensive system, so if he comes along, if his learning curve is slow, bruh, it might take Skye Moore a little, because he's a rookie, but the opportunity share for Christian Watson could dumb that down. Just his target volume could dumb down, water down the fact that he might be a slow learner. You know what I mean? He's gonna play like 80% of the snaps day 1. You know what I mean? Someone like Skye Moore could probably come on playing about 48-50% of the snaps the first week or 2, and then you see a jump, and if it jumps fast, that means he's learning the playbook fast. That's how it is with rookie receivers.
Yes, I agree with that.
You know what
I
mean?
agree. Yep.
But someone like Christian Watson, even if he's only learning like a portion of the playbook first, they're gonna make him run those same routes all the time.
Anybody can play the MVS. Yeah, anybody can play the MVS role, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they got speed.
MVS dropped a lot of balls.
And that's why Aaron Rodgers hated him.
Yeah.
He couldn't trust. Aaron Rodgers goes with guys he trusts. So maybe that's the one intangible with anybody that plays with Aaron Rodgers. Like, if he don't just trust you early on, then he's not going to go to you. You know what I mean? Christian Watson, though, he has everything you want, bro.
Yep.
I would say he's a poor man's Adams right now.
Now that Skye Moore is a Chief, I'm pissed it took Mecole Hardman over him, but I wanted to be able to have somebody I knew I could pick between. Like, I know I can pick. If I need to call on Mecole Hardman on some week with a good matchup, I can comfortably put him in my lineup, and like I can make that pick right then, knowing that I'll be able to comfortably choose between him and someone else with Tyreek Hill leaving and stuff, and I can live with that. But I mean, shit. Now that Skye Moore's a freaking Chief, oh my gosh, I want him.
And like, I'll pivot real quick from the offensive side. I'm just gonna go random. I love the Jermaine Johnson pick by the Jets as well. Because me being a Niner, I'm very aware of what Robert Saleh loves to do. And I was saying, like, they're gonna get a DN somewhere here because they need that. They for that system to work how it is. You know what I mean? Like Nick, that's their Nick Bosa. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not saying he's Nick Bosa, but I'm just saying like how Saleh is gonna have him screaming off the edge. You know what I mean? Yes. Yep. You need that. They have killer linebackers there with even in his old age with CJ Mosley. I love Quincy Williams. Like they have a solid
Marcus May.
Marcus May went to the Saints.
Did he?
But
they swapped him and Williams, so him and Williams swapped out.
Yeah, and they brought in
Marcus Williams.
No, Marcus Williams went to the Ravens, but they brought in Demarius Williams. Darius Williams from the Rams, and I always said he could be a number 1 corner elsewhere. And then guess what? He can still play number 2, like he played number 2 to Ramsey. Because now they got Saucy over there. They got Sauce Gardner over there.
Yeah. Too much sauce. Too much
I would
sauce.
just say the Jets. I'm just gonna package the Jets up, their draft class right here. Just package it up as one of my favorites. Like they really did their thing. And like I think the Jets stink is like people are gonna stop smelling that stench because they're gonna start being like a real.
They're gonna
like,
make us money.
They're like the Chargers, where they're just in the division with hitters. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They're gonna make us money.
Yeah, they are.
Gonna take them in the right.
And they
spots.
covered a lot of spreads last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they're covering machine. Let's not say that too loud anymore. We don't want nobody.
Not
want
gonna
Vegas to hear that.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go back to the skill guys. I'm gonna say Isaiah Spiller, man. I love it. I mean, they weren't finna pay up no first, second, or third for any running back because they're already paying one. Why pay in draft capital? So they pull the Austin Eckler again and get a 4th round guy. Because if I remember correctly, Austin Eckler was a 4th round guy.
Special teams player.
Well, more than that. You know, he had to do that because his draft capital.
That's what I'm saying.
He had to earn his way up. They had Melvin Gordon, they had Justin Jackson. You know what I mean? Austin Eckler worked his way up the ladder. You know what I'm saying? And Isaiah Spiller doesn't have to do that. He's going to immediately be the number 2 because look at who's there. Roundtree, Justin Jackson. You know what I mean? These guys are just guys. You know what I mean? Justin Jackson was great when he had volume.
Exactly.
But that's volume. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Spiller, he's gonna come through. He has a role. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be flex worthy, but I'm saying he's gonna be that handcuff. You know what I mean? Like he's worthy. He's a Tony Pollard. No, not Tony Pollard. He's a Alexander Madison. A level handcuff where you want this guy, and when you're in the dead zone of like the double digits in like a 12-team single QB redraft. The reason I keep preferencing this is because I'm a super flex guy.
Yeah.
I play Spiller like in the 16th, 17th round. You know what I mean?
I don't play single QB leagues anymore.
Yeah, me neither. But you know, we have to preface this for the greater audience that does play single QB. This is the guy when I'm in that zone of the 10th, 11th round. And it's like, what am I going to do? Grab like my 5th receiver? I'm going to go grab a lottery ticket. And that's why I like Isaiah Spiller. And he just, like I said, he's a guy that has 3 down potential. He's not in the spot where he's going to get that opportunity unless injury, but he will work his way into being annoying for Austin Eckler owners at one point in the year. It's going to be he's a second half of the year guy. Also, pointing out the fact that when you look at Austin Eckler, he's extremely efficient with minimal touches. So they do have a circulation of backs. Matter of fact, it's Joe Lombardi. That's who their OC is.
Yeah.
Who was there with the Saints for years? Joe Lombardi, and he had
and Michael Thomas. Mm-hmm.
Yep, a lot of guys, they're going to eat in the short range. And then, like I said earlier, too, Justin Herbert, being a guy who led the league in pass attempts, 670, maybe, is it crazy to say that he's still going to be in that range?
Yeah, no, he's going to be, maybe even more. Maybe even more. I
don't know if we're going to see a 700 yard.
Bro, they don't punt. They not punting, kicking field goals with the Chargers.
Good point. But I mean, I'm saying though, so someone like Isaiah Spiller in the second half of the year, he can't even get into that flex-worthy range where he's going to a 4 or 5 reception guy or 4 or 5 target a game guy. You know what I mean?
You know Eckler's going to get hurt. Eckler is
at least a couple of games, right?
Yeah,
maybe a couple games.
Austin Powers going to lose his mojo.
What would you take Spiller in a startup rookie draft, Bogart?
I mean, you're probably going to have to get him in the second round if it's no IDPs.
Okay.
You're probably gonna have to get him in this, and that you'll be lucky to get him there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Listen, here's one thing I want to say. We can look at rookie IDPs. I mean, rookie ADPs, right? Mm-hmm. I don't pay attention to that because when I'm in a rookie draft and I only have one. I have 2 single QB dynasty leagues. I have 10 dynasty leagues.
Okay.
I only have 2 single QB ones. If I have Austin Eckler. And I'm making sure to acquire that guy, so I might be in the back of the first round, and I'll feel okay with taking him there, because I'm always going to go needs according to my specific team.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If I have a stacked ass team, then I just go best player available. You know what I mean? But if I have Austin Eckler in a dynasty, I would probably want to get Isaiah Spiller. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay. So
yeah.
So there was that 5 guys, or you got one more guy?
I don't even know how many guys I already shot out. Let's go with okay. Let's do this, man. Let's go with ideologies, philosophy. People that love to run the ball no matter what. Crazy old Pete Carroll. Got him some Kenneth Walker, man.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy old Pete. Because that's all they want to do is run the ball.
Yep.
Here's the one caveat, though, is that if it's a bad team, bad on defense again, you're going to abandon the run. Like, you know what I mean? That's just going to happen. And it's because it's not Russell Wilson. It's Drew Lock or whoever, you know, maybe hopefully.
It's C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud? Okay. I like that.
Oh, I like that.
That's
like
next
that.
year. I'm saying that they're going to be Dick this year, and they're going to have a high draft pick, and then they're going to go draft C.J. Stroud next year.
We're going with your version. You know what I mean? And, but going back to Kenneth Walker, he is a guy who can catch the ball. So if he falls into the realm of game script proof, I mean, because that's probably what he's going to be. Who is there? Chris Carson, you know, Rashad Penny. Shout out to anybody who had Rashad Penny dreams. Shatter those. You know what I mean? Kenneth Walker is going to be a guy who could be game script proof. So he'll be unaffected by a bad team, and he'll get a bunch of greasy, cheap receptions when you're playing from behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love Kenneth Walker. Richie sniped him on me too with that one. Like literally sniped. Yeah, so I love Kenneth Walker. He's a 3. I did see one video from BDGE Sports.
Oh, don't watch his videos.
I like some of his videos. But
I mean, you know what he's doing? He's just reading stats.
Oh, no way. Really?
Yeah, man. I followed him
does?
early on. And then, like, you know, and I actually did some content with him. Shout out to him. He's a good dude. I'm just saying though, like, I will continue to follow people that are routinely correct on calls. This is a guy who was championing Miles Sanders last year. This is a guy who, like, I almost want to still watch his content to make sure whoever he's big on, I reconsider if I'm big on them as well. Because he misses, bro. He misses big.
Yeah.
Big dogs gotta eat, misses big.
Yeah. I mean, I just like getting a perspective.
Great content.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Misses big.
Yeah, he had a couple of takes recently that I just did that I thought were very just uncharacteristic of him. And like he's not on any of the Georgia running backs. None of them. He doesn't like James Cook or.
We all know you're just supposed to be on Georgia running backs, period. It's just a thing.
Yeah, them SEC boys are different.
Hey, history doesn't lie. Running backs come out of Georgia.
He's from Georgia too, guys. Did y'all know that? He's from Georgia.
Oh, he's a hometown boy even.
Okay, yeah.
Come on. What?
Damn.
James
Maybe
Cook.
he's trying to tank James Cook's stock.
And he landed with Buffalo.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, dude. I think James Cook in Buffalo, dude. If I have Josh Allen, I'm getting James Cook. See, that's the thing about. I think, you guys, you want to take the best player available in Dynasty and stuff like that. But I think there's something to be said about what you're trying to build. Like
specific to your team.
Yeah, because having a running QB with his running back.
Yeah,
so is a good.
You won't snake it. You won't vote if someone's going to vulture it. One of your guys is getting it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my argument against James Cook. Like, the Stallion, he finna run that thing in himself. You know what I mean? And that's true too. But now, I mean, I would hate if James Connors us with our Kyler Murrays last year. You know what I mean? I don't see that happening too much. But listen, they're going to throw the ball at the running back. They have Joe Brady there as their OC now. Mm-hmm. Joe Brady is a bad boy. The only reason he got fired last year is because Matt Rule was on the hot seat. You know how that goes. You know what? It's Joe Brady's fault. Fire him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Joe Brady is a bad boy when it comes to the play calling. especially when you're talking about throwing the ball at the running back.
Yes, sir.
You know what James Cook said? He came out and said, this is weeks ago, he said, I got better hands than my brother.
He does.
Probably,
He wasn't
yeah.
lying.
I don't
He
think
can't
he
run
does.
that route, no.
He might not can't run.
that
He don't got the power. He don't got Dalvin Cook power, but he's more out. He got better agility than
He's everything Devin Singletary wishes he could be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Singletary's gonna be fine too. Singletary's gonna be fine. This offense now. Josh Allen rushing ability and his rushing yards are going to go down.
Nah,
that's the thing. Yeah,
not too much.
You cannot. They're not gonna get nobody to fall on his ankles and knees.
They're not gonna. I'm sorry. I didn't want to just outright think out loud and disagree with you because
I
do agree. I think the design runs are gonna come down.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The design runs in the green zone.
I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, you're fine. In the green zone, they gonna he's gonna give it to Devin Singletary and James Cook. Devin Singletary is gonna be the green zone back, and Cook is gonna be the PPR guy. And Zach Moss, I don't know what's gonna happen to him. Right?
Zach Moss will be things of legend.
Yes.
Not. You know. What I mean?
Calvin Austin the third, a wide receiver out of Memphis, 1.7, like that probably stupid fast. I think he ran the fastest 40.
I think he was like third fastest because New England drafted the fastest guy with they drafted him in the second round. What was his name?
Third fastest, probably ran like a 4.33, something like that. But the Pittsburgh Steelers just took him.
Hey, he's gonna be a return man.
Yep.
Yeah.
No. So I guess, guys, I guess I get with my 5 guys that I like in this draft.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with the New York Jets, and I'm gonna say Sauce Gardner. This guy didn't give up a touchdown his whole college career, and they just weren't playing. I mean, they played against Alabama. He didn't give up nothing to Jamison Williams. So this guy is, I think Sauce Gardner and Darryl Stingley, to me, this is just my opinion, they are the 2 best defensive players in this draft. Darryl Stingley was guarding Jamar Chase as a freshman at LSU and locking him down in practice. If anybody can lock Jamar Chase down as a freshman in college, I want that guy on my team. Darryl Stingley.
Absolutely.
Yes, he's going to be a monster.
I would rather have.
No, go ahead.
I would rather have Stingley over Sauce because I think Stingley plays in the run game better than Sauce does. But they're 1A, 1B. Yeah,
1A, 1B. I like both of them. They both are great players. Next, I'm gonna go to Treylon Burch because I like hybrid type big guys. Treylon Burch could have been a tight end. Did y'all know that? He could have played tight end, but they decided just to keep him at wide receiver because the game has changed. You can take guys that play like tight end that got really good like Yak. You can put them like at the receiver position now and just throw them, get them out in space. So I like Treylon Burch.
Everything they did with AJ Brown, they're going to do that.
Yes.
And he's a decent blocker down the field too.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm just spraying the opportunities.
No, he's not going to be a bust because he's going to get opportunities. He's going to get opportunities because A.J. Brown, they traded A.J. Brown. So he's going to get plenty of opportunity. Is he A.J. Brown? I'm not saying that. But can he have more catches than A.J. Brown? Yes, because they can get him out in space a little bit more. But he's not going to have the touchdown upside that I believe that A.J. Brown had right away. Not maybe later in a couple of years, but right away,
he's definitely going to be overdrafted in redraft.
Yes, yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And another guy that I really like is James Cook. He reminds me of the Alvin Kamara role. It's a lot of Alvin Kamara, Austin Eckler type roles that are out here in the NFL right now. And James Cook is another guy that's going to be doing that role. He's very explosive. He can run routes from the wide receiver position. He could actually be a wide receiver if he wanted to. I think his hands in route running is better than his brother, but he has a long way to go before he's a stud like his brother, like getting 25 carries. He can't take 25 carries a game, but he can take 10 touches to 15 touches a game. I feel like him and Singletary is going to be splitting 25 touches a game. So whoever get the most of the ratio, it just depends on the game flow. And last but not least, It's Christian Watson. I believe with Aaron Rodgers, oh my God. Like, bruh, Aaron Rodgers is so like good at the line of scrimmage. All Christian Watson has to do is just be fast. And Aaron Rodgers is gonna get him the ball deep. Does he turn into a Devontae Adams? I love that Bogart said that. If he does, even better for me. I don't know if he's gonna be that type of wide receiver, but I think he's gonna be a guy like a bigger Tyreek Hill.
Hey, they're gonna run the ball so much with Dylan and Aaron Jones. They're gonna destroy people with that play action.
Yes.
You know, it's a Matt LaFleur team. Obviously, I'm always gonna reference this. Shanahan disciples. You know, any Shanahan disciple team, just like Shanahan, we're gonna lead the league in pre-snap motions. That's why, and then you pair that with Aaron Rodgers being the intelligent QB that he is.
Yes,
he
sir.
Emotion, you know exactly what you're gonna do.
Yep.
And that's why him and Adams were so dangerous, because they worked for so long.
Yep.
They had a mind melt. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm not saying he's gonna have that with this kid, but his opportunity share is insane. You know what I mean? He's stepping day one to be the guy. Sammy Watkins is just a guy. He's the new MVS for them. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Alan Lazard is somebody you trust. He's going to be a PPR guy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's a very balanced offense. Aaron Rodgers is not a 600 pass attempt guy.
No.
But when the targets are concentrated to one guy, in this case, could be Christian Watson. You're talking about anywhere from 25 to 30% target market share. You know what I mean? That's just, it is what it is. We want that.
Yep. Yep.
Christian Watson.
Do you believe he can finish as a top 12 wide receiver in fantasy?
Yeah, easily. He's with Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
He's with Aaron Rodgers on a team where they're gonna stack the. You know what they're gonna do with this rookie? They're not gonna respect him. They're gonna put their best corner on him and just sink and man him up. And they're gonna try to stack the box and get that run.
Yeah.
Stokes.
They're gonna learn the hard way early.
Yep. You know what I mean? Because ain't no corner can run with him in the league. He's too fast and he's too big, and he's a great run blocker, man. Listen, actually, Aaron Rodgers moves back up into like a top 12 quarterback to me.
Come on, you couldn't say he dropped out prior to this. He would have at least back in QB1 before this. You know?
Well, if he was going to be throwing a Randall Cobb, if they wouldn't have got a wide receiver, and he's going to be throwing a Randall Cobb and Sammy Watkins, there's no way I could have took him in the top 12.
Randall Cobb's a rotational guy.
Alan Lazard, but even with them, I still am not taking Aaron Rodgers. Now I will. I think he's getting, because they was gonna run the ball. So that's why I'm not I know Aaron Rodgers is great. He was gonna lead the league in completion percentage, but AJ
Dillon, 34 receptions, Aaron Jones, 52 receptions. That's why I'm okay with Aaron Rodgers. 4 receiving touchdowns for Aaron Jones, 2 for Dillon. They throw it to everybody. Aaron Rodgers, it's Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna find the open guy. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with Aaron Rodgers. He's always gonna be like 35. He's always gonna flirt with 35 passing TDs. It just is what it is.
Yes.
So he's never gonna be at the top 12 for me.
Unless he don't have any weapons. If Alan Lazard is his number one guy,
but he has Christian Watson now. Come on.
Yeah, but I'm saying before Christian Watson. I'm saying I wasn't.
Yeah, before that I was okay with it. 35. Like, you know what I mean? Now with Christian Watson, I'm looking like he could. I don't think he
could have done 35 without Christian Watson.
He has other guys, like even the Sammy Watkins thing. If you were to tell me he only had Sammy Watkins and Alan Lazard, he's still going to have 30. And Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon who can catch the ball. Then you have Robert Tonyan coming back. Like, I'm going to find ways to still find him around 35 touchdowns. I just, you know what I mean?
I think Christian Watson is going to stretch the field like A.J. Brown and play underneath like Deebo Samuel, Tyreek Hill. Yeah, I think he's going to be great at it.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I think he takes Aaron Rodgers' value to it, because Aaron Rodgers is going to have some screens. Like, he just threw a little screen route, and the dude take it 70 yards to the house. So that's what I want. That's the Aaron Rodgers that I want. I don't want Aaron Rodgers with 220 yards passing with 2 touchdowns.
Can somebody pull up how many touchdowns Aaron Rodgers had in 2019?
Because
this is the first year that he was with Matt LaFleur. Because that year,
I think he had 40 something.
No, that was year 2. That was the MVP year. Because in year 1 with Matt LaFleur, people were all like after that year,
he won the MVP. He won the MVP with Matt LaFleur his first year, right?
No. The second year he did.
Yeah,
After the first year, and people in fantasy, like guys like big dogs got to eat Nick or whatever. They're like Aaron Rodgers is washed and this and that. And then he goes and has an MVP year because they're talking about, oh, they're just going to run the ball, rush the ball. He was learning the system the first year, and I think he still had 30-something touchdowns. You know what I mean?
He had 26.
How many?
26.
Okay, so that makes sense then, because that first year they running it. That's the outlet. But tell me this. Now, in this larger scheme of things, that's the outlier year. That's the 1 year, because he had to learn this new system for the first time in his career, being with a different coach. He always had continuity with his coaching staff. Until then, that's the 1 year. Because then you look at Aaron Jones, what did he have? 19 total tugs or whatever it was that year. And then they get to 2020, he's mastered the system and is balanced, passing run ratio. And he's so efficient that he could hover around 520, 530 pass attempts on a year and kill it still. It's just a different beast. That's why I wanted to bring up that 2019 year, because that's the outlier year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Since then, he's been, you know what I mean?
48, 37.
Yeah, he had 2 years back to back where he went like what's these touchdowns? I'm trying to find it.
Not Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he went 16, 25, and 26.
That was but he got injured that year. You're talking about 20. Which year? You're talking about 2018.
From
2017.
From 16 to 19.
Yeah, 2017, that year when you said, 2017, he got injured. So that's why, that'll bring his average down too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think he missed about like 8 games or 9 games. He had a broken collarbone.
Yep.
Listen, Aaron Rodgers, he's a top 6 guy at minimum in fantasy. Come on.
Not to me. I'm sorry, bro. I can't do it, bro. That's just me. I can't take him if you don't got no weapons.
All the rushing QBs better stay healthy the whole way. Because someone like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are always going to hover around that top 6. Because they just is what it is.
That's like saying Tom Brady in New England last year was going to throw for 35. That's why he got out of there. Because he wasn't. Even though Tom Brady is capable of throwing for 45 every year, if he don't got those weapons, they're going to play a different style of game, and it's going to be low volume touchdowns. That's why I feel like Aaron Rodgers was just going to be like, I'm going to lead the league in completion percentage. I'm going to be like a very efficient, but I'm not going to have 45 touchdowns where I'm just chucking it in the red. Like A.J. Dillon was probably going to have 12, 13 rushing touchdowns.
Okay, hold on. So in this system where he literally is coming off of 2 back-to-back years with 40 tugs.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden now getting Christian Watson now.
No, I'm not talking about with Christian Watson. I'm talking about before they got Christian Watson.
Okay. Without Devontae Adams, he's still Devontae Adams has missed significant time in the past couple of years. Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers, in those MVP outings, nothing drops off.
No, because he still had
the system he's in and the high caliber quarterback he is, he sends that pre-snap motion, he knows exactly how to kill you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Rodgers, Alan Lazard is not MVS, though.
That's why Alan Lazard was a thing.
Yeah.
Alan Lazard is a thing because of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but all those guys worked in
Sammy Watkins
unison.
will be a thing if there was no Christian Watson. And if Sammy Watkins can stop being Hammy Watkins, he'd be a top 24 guy at minimum. You know what I mean?
Who would be a top 24? Who would be a top 24 guy?
There's no Christian Watson. And just Sammy Watkins.
Mm-hmm.
Easily a top 24 guy. Minimum. As me, just, you know what I mean? I don't want to jump out the window and be like top 12. High end WR2 even. You know what I mean? He might be like 15, 16. You know what I mean? 15, 16 overall.
I just think it would be Aaron Jones and Dillon would be getting a lot of work. Can he cover have a 10, 12 receiving touchdowns? Aaron Jones, maybe they could get unique and do something like that.
He just had 10. What do you mean maybe? He just had 10.
Yeah. I'm saying AJ Dillon. Well, AJ Dillon's coming to take that though. That's what I'm saying. That's why AJ Dillon's getting drafted before Aaron Jones is. So they changing over to a more of a run offense. Like, so that's what I'm saying. It's not going to be about Aaron Rodgers playing bad. It's about their efficiency, the way they want to play. They want to play run first. So that means he's not going to be, okay, wait a minute, I'm going to throw 4 touchdowns. I just
said, though, they're out of the league. They're one of the more balanced teams when it comes to the run-pass ratio. They're down there 50-50. You know what I mean? That's not going to stop. You know what I mean? Like, you got to remember, game script dictates a lot of things. That's why they need to make sure their defense is good. Because, you know what I'm saying? Game script dictates how much they're going to run or not. You know what I mean? How much are we going to use Aaron Jones over A.J. Dillon? You know what I mean? Everything's situational. What's good about A.J. Dillon is that now he learned the system and he doesn't have to be directed. You know what I mean? You could take him in and out of certain packages. And like before, if you were to put A.J. Dillon in the red zone, they go, oh, okay, he's probably going to run it. You know what I mean? Now you can have him out there on the third down. You know what I mean? Because he catch the ball too. It's Aaron. You could have both Aaron Jones and Dillon on the field at the same time. Run 21. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a great team, great coach, great play calling. So for fantasy, to go back to my argument, hey, Aaron Rodgers is not going to fall out of the QB1. That's what you said.
I said he's not a top. I'm not. So listen, you gotta understand me too. Like, it's certain players. Like, let me give you a player. It's certain players that I don't want on my team and that I'm not taking because I don't want that risk. I'm not saying that they're gonna play bad. Like, right? I'm just not. Oh, I'm getting Aaron Rodgers. Why? Because Alan Lazard about to go off and Robert Tonyan. Like, no, I'm not doing that. That may happen, but that's for somebody else. I'm not taking it. I'd rather take a guy like Kirk Cousins over Aaron Rodgers if he doesn't have a Christian Watson.
So
that's just me.
I hear you. The reason why I'll never be off Aaron Rodgers is because Aaron Rodgers is the guy that everybody's not on. I'm going to get him out of value in a single QB.
That's
or
true.
even in a super flex.
You're right. You can get him as a value. I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I got you and never had to worry.
That's true. That's true.
And if you're getting him later, while everybody's reaching for the Josh Allens and the Kyler Murrays and the Joe Burrows and et cetera, right? And, no particular order, Mahomes, whatever it is.
Yep.
I'm stacking my skill guys. Most people play single QB. So it's like we have to be vetted for that because in super flex changes everything. There's not enough masses that play super flex to be able to be like, oh, super flex ADP of this side.
That's true.
You never know. You know what I mean? You just never know. Once you start playing super flex, it's more about how you build philosophically. Like me, I can't lead the first 3 rounds. I can't be going into the 4th round without 2 of my QBs secured. Or at least trying to secure my second one in the 4th. Like, I just don't feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Because I know how it is. The QBs are high. They're high value. You know what I mean? They're rare commodities.
Give me Derek Carr over Aaron Rodgers in any draft every day of the week.
Yeah,
I'll draft him before Aaron Rodgers.
Here's where I'll argue that. Josh McDaniels with New England, they're always number 1 in rush attempts in the 5. That's why you see Damian Williams have 15 tugs for real. Stevenson have 6 tugs for real. And then you're going to have a guy going back to the Tom Brady days, LeGarrette Blount back in 2015 at 18. You know what I mean? This things don't stop. This is philosophical philosophical philosophies. That's the same shit. This is their offensive philosophy with Josh McDaniels. We're not going to be surprised if Josh Jacobs has 15 touchdowns for real. That's what worries me about a Derek Carr. Aaron Rodgers, maybe you could argue that he doesn't have Adams no more, so he will throw it less down there in the 5. But Aaron Rodgers in his career is always top 3 in pass attempts within the 5.
He always had weapons. Green Bay's always got really good at least 1 or 2 good wide receivers for him. Yeah, he does. But that's what I'm saying. Christian Watson changed the whole thing. Christian Watson.
Here's my argument for taking Carr over him is that Carr has 6 shootouts on the docket already just being in that division. You know what I mean? That's the only argument I'll have because Carr is they're gonna do exactly what he's best at. They're gonna dink and dunk, and then every so often he'll throw a big one, really accurate down the field. That's what he does. You know what I mean? Maybe the fades. Maybe we'll see more of them. They'll bite the Aaron Rodgers Adams connection and hit him with fades down there on the 1 2 yard line. Maybe they do that.
Do y'all remember when Matt Ryan 2 years ago, and 2 years in a row, he was like a fantasy championship quarterback where he wasn't like in the MVP race, but his team was always down, and he was chucking it up to Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones. But it wasn't like MVP. It wasn't like an MVP season. It was because the game script. So I just felt like the game script with no weapons with Allen Lazard out there is not the game script quarterback that I want. Now, Aaron Rodgers playing great. Aaron Rodgers can have 240 yards and only have 2 incompletions. So I know Aaron Rodgers, but saying that he's going to have those 5 touchdown games when he getting 40 points, 40 points, those type of games, I need an alpha receiver to be out there. And but with Christian Watson, everything that you're saying, Bogart, you're exactly right. But without Christian Watson out there, you might still be right. He might still throw 35. I just don't want to hunt that down. I don't want to try to, I still think you're going to be great with Allen Lazard. You're going to check out of a run with A.J. Dillon like he did with Devontae Adams for 2 years and go to Allen Lazard for a fade. I don't know. But with Christian Watson, will he do that as the season progresses and start off maybe doing it with Allen Lazard? Maybe so. But I'm not doing that if he don't got an alpha receiver out there other than Allen Lazard. I don't think he's gonna like get cute and throw a bunch of touchdowns per game. I think they're just gonna win the game, milk the clock, play great defense. If they didn't have Christian Watson.
And they're and within their division, you have 6 games on a docket where they probably just maybe outside the Minnesota games because Minnesota always gives them shit.
Play them good, yeah.
Minnesota usually the Kirk Cousins Minnesota led team, they usually split with Rodgers and them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hustlers guys is coming on in a few minutes, guys. I put that out there. He'll be on in a few minutes.
Shout out to Hus. He's over there. He's over there reporting live.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Hell yeah, that's sweet. I can't wait to go to the draft someday.
Yeah,
it was awesome when we were doing day 1. We were literally getting the picks like 5 minutes before the world, if they're watching, you know what I mean? Because, it's television, you know what I mean? They're going to feed it to us accordingly, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And so getting the picks was like, it was as fast as Twitter because those Twitter motherfuckers are there on the floor, you know what I mean?
Yep. All right, guys, I'm about to bring him in. The one and only fantasy football hustler. What's going on with you, bro?
What up? Yeah, I'm not going down there for day 3, man. It was so much walking, and the only one worth meeting was going to be what's his name, Denzel Perryman.
Okay.
So Marshawn was supposed to be there today. He might, but man, if there's any like real big name people, like you got to wait like 2-3 hours to like getting those dudes, faces.
Denzel Perryman, IDP GOAT last year.
Hell yeah, he was. That was the reason why I wanted to go. Wanted to go get a signature from him. I met Todd Gurley yesterday. That shit was dope because I was rocking my 420 crew shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I went up to get the signature. I was like, "What's up, Todd? What's going on, bro?" And he looked at my shirt, looked down to sign it, and then he signed the football. And then he looked back up. He was like, "Sick shirt, bro. 420 crew. That's what's up."
I'm pretty sure that means he gets high.
Yeah.
Man, and he had his necklace. He was shimmering, man. Like, fuck, I don't know how many carats he had in his necklace, but I saw him coming from like thousands of feet away.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Todd Gurley was dripping, bro.
Hell yeah.
And that's another thing. Going back to philosophies and dynasty, I'm probably always going to go receiver over running back. Based on Todd Gurley, man. We had 2.5 good years out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That you know what I mean? That's a blip. I'd rather take Christian Watson or Skye Moore over Breece Hall based on that argument.
Are you talking about 0 RB, Bogart?
No, I'm talking about dynasty drafts.
Talking
Yeah,
about
that's what I'm
the
saying.
best player available is what you're saying.
But I'm thinking it sounds like a little bit of zero RB because you don't
Yeah,
want to
well,
take
RB.
those running.
How about this? If I need an RB, then I'll go RB early. But
Okay,
if I'm looking at best player available, that's gonna be last longer. I'm gonna go receiver.
One thing I got to say about Todd Gurley, though, even though he had extreme highs and extreme lows, like there's not too many highs that get to a Todd Gurley level. You know, there's
That's
not
true.
too many RBs that, you know, put up close to number one numbers back to back. And I think he
and do it in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, shit, he was there for the whole, I mean, those 2 years.
No, but I'm saying no, and do it in the playoffs, though, is what I'm saying. Like, do it all year and the play. Because, you know, when you get to the playoffs, they're worn down. Only person who's got close was Derrick Henry. And then and before Todd Gurley, obviously, LaDainian Tomlinson. You know what I mean?
CMC, that 1 year.
CMC, he had the 2 years.
Yeah.
Before he started getting hurt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. To me, it's got to be. It's like I take Saquon's, Najee Harris's. I take those 1-on-1, but it has to be that type of stud. I'm not taking a Breach Hall. Like he's good, but he doesn't. To me, he doesn't say Saquon. To me, he doesn't say Najee Harris. He doesn't say the upper echelon bell cow back.
I don't think he's far from Najee.
Have you guys already talked about Breece Hall versus Kenneth Walker?
No, we haven't. Go ahead.
We touched on it a little bit, but yeah.
Okay, I mean, all right, so it's the Jets. So I'm nervous about Breece Hall. And then we already know the running back system, you know, that they're going to run. I mean, they're going to be deploying all these running backs. He may be the 1A, but it's still the Jets. That's the reason why I didn't really like Swift so much, is because of the team, not because of the talent. It's because of the team. And Kenneth Walker, I mean, it's crazy because on Twitter, I'm already getting shit talked to because I said Kenneth Walker over Breece Hall. Kenneth Walker, the 1A, Breece Hall, the 1B.
I mean, but that's the
argument in front of him.
Like, is Seattle going to be a good team? You know
Chris Carson may never play again. You know, Rashad Penny, he gets hurt literally every single play of every single game.
Listen, when you said that right there, he got hurt.
He fell out of bed right now.
Yeah.
But Kenneth Walker is definitely the pick over Breece Hall right now. Easy.
Oh, yeah.
No
Hustle, do you
opportunity share?
Yes. Yeah. Hustler, do you believe that if Rashad Penny is healthy, that he could be a top 5 RB if he stays healthy?
I think so. I mean, it's the whole health issue, and I mean, I usually don't like say guys are injury prone. Like, you know me, like I try to go against that narrative. But Rashad Penny's been hurt every single year of his career, so he's got to prove it at this point that he can stay healthy. Because even last year, what was it, 6 games, 5 games, and I mean, he got hurt in 2 of them. He came back, but.
Injury, not a good my middle name.
Rashad Injury Penny.
I don't think they're even gonna make. I don't think they're gonna make Kenneth Walker wait. I think he's gonna go right into the.
Yeah, I think
they're gonna split. Yeah, they're gonna split. Chris Carson is probably not gonna play, guys. They just trying to do this. This is PC. They're not gonna dismiss a guy with a neck injury like that sacrificed his body. But he's not gonna play. That's why they went Kenneth Walker. But they're gonna split it. And it just depends on who's hot. Right?
If
between
Carson,
Penny and Walker.
If we see Chris Carson on the field, TD, you have to admit that Pete Carroll is old and senile.
I'll give you that one. If he comes out there, I say that. But I say he's a smart old and senile guy, right? That's what I say.
You know,
I mean, that's what he would tell you.
You know who was the best yesterday that I met? It was a Cowboys fan. He was dope. I mean, he was from Ohio, but it was like a Mexican dude, huge stoner and stuff, you know, in the 420 crew. And he was like, man, fuck Jerry Jones. He's too old and senile. We got to get out
of there. The day Jerry Jones stops picking for them, they'll freaking start winning more. I mean, Jerry Jones says he took Micah Parsons,
right?
Credit to them on that one, but still, man, like that team, just let Morris Claiborne over Julio Jones. Oh, pain.
I don't. But listen, I'm say I'm a Cowboy fan, so let me say this real quick. When Stephen Jones takes over the team, we may be like a better team, but our value of a team is going to drop. Jerry is it's a circus, and I love it. Every year, I'm excited about. Hey, we got this player, we got that player. And we might suck, but I'm still excited. To go in and get, we take an offensive lineman first, and we're going to take a D lineman, and we're going to play the 3-4. That shit is boring. And we Cowboy fans, we're not going to be cheer for that type of shit, bro. even if we win, like if we was the New England, like if New England was the Cowboys, we'd be like, it wouldn't be the same, right? That's why the Cowboys is the #1 team in the world, because Jerry Jones is a great businessman. He gives us like, he makes us be excited about watching the game like a circus. It's like he puts on a show. You go to Jerry World, man, it's clubs in there, it's everything, man. So I actually respect Jerry for what he's done. If Jerry wasn't Jerry, the NFL wouldn't be the NFL. It wouldn't be the highest gross, because Jerry wanted to change that. Like he made where you could do individual deals. You could bring in your own money. Like if you want to do a deal with Budweiser, you could do that, and you don't have to team share that with the whole NFL.
I respect the hell out of that. I love all that. I love that. Look, I'll tell you the other side, what it's like to be on the other side without an owner like that. And that's the Minnesota Twins. My Minnesota Twins, they don't do nothing. They don't make moves. They make some moves every now and then, but they don't pay up. When we hit on a pick, they let them walk every time. They don't pay for pitching. They pay for some decent hitters in the later halves of their careers. Give them a fair day's pay for what they're at right now in the market, and they'll put up some hits on the board and some advertisements and shit, and keep you relevant in the city, because you hit a couple of home runs and that's it. You're never actually going to be a good team. You're never actually going to compete or contend, because the owners are never going to try. They're never going to pay for anything. They're just going to let everyone walk, and that is the exact opposite that Jerry Jones is. And that's what I wish. I would much rather have an owner like Jerry Jones, who is going to give you 200% and maybe swing and a miss, big time on a couple, but he is trying.
He's hit on some. Yeah, and he's hit on some players too, right? Yeah, he was the one to go. He paid Deion Sanders $10 million when quarterbacks wasn't even making $10 million.
Yeah, to win out. It paid off.
It paid off. So you're not gonna hit on everything, right? And I say this about Pete Carroll. He did that with the Legion of Boom. Who in the hell is gonna take Richard Sherman and put him at corner? Who's gonna do that? Who's gonna take Cam Chancellor and move him from the corner and say, look, you're gonna play like a box safety, right? Mm-hmm. Like who's gonna take Bobby Wagner and turn him into a Hall of Famer? Mm-hmm. Like that's all Pete Carroll. Who's gonna take Marshawn Lynch and say, listen, bro, you're the best running back in the league. I'm gonna give you 30 touches a game.
See, it's crazy because like they hit on so many draft picks, Seattle back to back during those years. Yeah. And then it was like they drafted Rashad Penny and lost all their mojo. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. No, but I've never heard a Cowboys fan keep it real like that. You know, Jerry making the moves, even if it doesn't win, at least it's the sexy pick, you know, because that is why Cowboys fans every single year, like, you know, this is our year. Cause I mean, if he's going to make moves like that, I mean, at least you have that, at least you can think like that. Not like the Packers, where like the moves they're making right now is like, fuck, like we suck again. Like it's either got to be Rodgers doing it all by himself, or we're just about to lose.
Yep. What you think about Christian Watson, man? I'm so excited, man. I drafted him in my startup dynasty league that I'm doing on my dynasty league, and bruh, I think he could be a top 12 wide receiver.
I mean, shit, he's not really going to have much to compete with, you know, right now. So, I mean, Christian Watson, I like it. You know, of course, they get him in the top of the second, and they even jump up to get him in the top of the second versus just taking him, you know, at the end of the first or whatever.
Yeah.
But I like it. Not a lot of competition. I mean, shit, who they got over there? Lazard. I don't even remember if they re-signed MVS.
Sammy Watkins.
Oh,
the legend.
Sammy Watkins.
But tell Hustle about our debate that we had earlier. I think he's in the Matrix.
So you know, I always get lost to the Matrix first. So
tell him about the debate that we had earlier.
Okay, so before the Christian Watson sign draft pick, right? You know, he said TD said he wouldn't think Aaron Rodgers would be a QB1. I said definitely still a QB1. You know what I mean?
Because their defense sucks. I'll get into that. Go ahead. My bad.
Well, see, I actually happen to believe that Joe Barry has that. They were a top 5 unit in a lot of metrics last year. You know what I mean? And that was without Jair Alexander. You know what I mean? Like, I think their defense is going to be good. That's probably the argument against me saying this. You know what I mean?
Could be.
But now they got Watson, so throw all that out the window. Let's go. I believe in the kid.
I like Watson. I didn't think that Aaron Rodgers would be outside of QB1 contention. And it is because of the defense. The defense definitely took a couple steps up, but they lost a couple guys that's going to make them take a couple steps back this year. And Jair Alexander, he's got to stay healthy if he's going to be that dude. And I don't know how much the defensive pieces that they got, are going to make an impact, like right off the bat, if they're going to be top of the depth chart. Because Green Bay, they just don't have a track record of picking guys who are going to be at the top of the depth chart in the first round.
Yeah, that kind of suck, huh? Picking defense guys. I mean, they jumped up and grabbed Kevin King and then over Jair Alexander. And granted, in the same draft, they still ended up getting Alexander. But, that just goes to show how their draft boards look. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
And they needed help, though. I mean, they need a lot of help at the line and at the linebacker position. So, I mean, that's the smarter move overall, for them. But I don't know if those are Super Bowl, winning moves for like this year.
It's you know what though? Here's why I argued it the whole way though, is because in year one with LaFleur and with a good amount of that year Adams was hurt. Rodgers only had about 26 tugs, right? I had that correct. But Aaron Jones, he had like 19 tugs because it's that Shanahan system. They're going to run the ball, and then in year two, now that he mastered the system, he's been an MVP since. You know what I mean? Granted, he had Adams, and still even Adams missed time those 2 years regardless. I'm saying Aaron Rodgers is just one of those guys like a Tom Brady in fantasy. Like you love to have these guys as your number 2 QB. Like if you're gonna, because you're gonna go in for one of the big dogs early in Superflex.
I got
Josh Allen's, the Mahomes, the Joe Burrow's, the Herbert's, right?
You know what this is? You know what this is going to be? You guys remember Aaron Rodgers in 2019, where everybody was off of him?
That's what I said. That's what
you did say that. You said that. You said that.
It's going to be that kind of value on Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying he's going to be the MVP, like he was, or MVP candidate like he was back then. But
would you give him 35 tugs? With Watson?
I'll say 30. 35 might be a little bit too much, but I bet he cracks 30.
Yeah. Without Watson, what would you give him without Watson? How many touchdowns he throw without Watson? He goes in the league with Allen Lazard and Sammy Watkins and Randall Cobb.
I really think that Aaron Jones puts up double-digit reception touchdowns this year. I think Aaron Jones is a huge part of that pass game because they don't really have that much, so they'd have to do that. They got to get the running backs more involved than they have ever been. Aaron Jones got to be more of the passing guy. Dylan's got to be more of the pound the rock.
Yeah. Hey, Dylan had 34 receptions. You know what I mean? So listen, if he has another 34, 35, maybe even 40, is it going to surprise us? No. But mind you, in a world with no Watson, you know what I mean? Now that he's there, that actually is going to help them underneath as well. Because now you have, especially after the first quarter of the year, when they see like you have 4 weeks of Christian Watson burning single coverage, you're not going to do that no more. You know what I mean?
And I just checked the Packers depth chart just to see what they did right off the bat. So the guy they took at 23, Quay Walker, he's the guy who's going to be playing right. Is it right inside linebacker? Hold on.
Yeah, because they like DeAndre Campbell to stand up. You know what I mean? They like him outside.
Yep. And so they already have him at the top of the depth chart, but then the dude that they got at 28. How do you say his first name? Devontae Wyatt. He's a backup right now on their depth chart. So I mean, he's there'll be a little competition there, but yeah, I figured both of them wouldn't be at the top of the depth chart right off the bat.
Does it scream Kevin King? It's gonna take him like 3 years to come around.
Yeah, guys. Richard Watkins said Zach Ertz has lengthy injury history, and Trey McBride will have some good opportunities to produce a tight end premium in tight end premium formats. So he's saying that Trey McBride could produce even though Zach Ertz is there in Arizona.
I mean, they don't. Here's my gripe with that is that they don't run the most 12 personnel. Right. So and Zach and if they do, he's going to be out there blocking versus Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz is a move tight end. You know what I mean? So if they're going to run 12, Zach Ertz is the guy running the routes, and you're going to have McBride in the blocking game because that's where he's a value too. Well, to that team in reality is that this is a team that wants to run the ball and they have a running quarterback. He's going to be friendly to that. You know what I mean?
In redraft, I'm not messing with
No.
McBride at all.
Mhm.
Dynasty, he's got to be a round 2 guy, like for sure, especially if it's a tight end premium, maybe a high round 2, maybe I'm probably not a low round 1, but I guess it depends on how much you get for your tight end premium points. Because you'll be able to leave him in your taxi squad year 1. But just like what Richard said, if Zach Ertz gets hurt, I mean, shit, he's gonna get plugged in right away.
Yeah, and he does get hurt.
That he does.
And that's why I think they won't have him out there blocking, because he could block and hurt himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why Zach Ertz is going to be the guy running routes. And I do like Zach Ertz as a value in redraft. Like that's, if you want to wait on tight ends, that's the guy I would love to target.
Why don't we talk about another guy in Arizona real quick?
Go ahead.
Saying goodbye to Hollywood, man. I know that he had he had like 140 targets last year, and he did crack 90 receptions, got the 1,000 yards. I mean, that's big time numbers. I don't think 1,000 is as big as it was now with the 17 games. So it's only like, what did we say, like 67 yards like a game or something like that, or maybe even 57 yards. Can't remember, but I feel like it's gonna help him a lot more getting away from Lamar. Because I know that Lamar was pissed about it, because that's his road dog or whatever. But man, Marquise, like
Florida boys.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the opportunity to do a lot more, and I haven't really liked him since his first year on.
I'll go on the record and say I hate him. I'm gonna go on record and say I hate him, and this is just a poor man's version of the Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow connection. You know what I mean? This is a thing in the league right now. Like, look at you have a top shelf version of it where you're reuniting Adams with Carr now from college, where that year Carr had 50 tugs and Adams had 20. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the numbers with Hollywood and Murray in college, but that's, remember what was Murray saying? Get me CeeDee Lamb. They're like, shut up.
And there you go. So
we'll get you Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, you get Hollywood, Florida Brown, over there. I mean, the dopest thing about Hollywood going to Arizona is he's the number 2. I've been saying it forever. If they had a legit number 1, Brown might actually have been good. Yeah, maybe not in that system because they just don't throw it enough. But now, opposite of DeAndre Hopkins, he's really not going to be getting too many double teams. Maybe you get a safety over the top every now and again. If he starts really taking the top off the defense, I think he's going to get a lot of one-on-ones and eat early.
Remember last year we always stood our ground. We don't like Hollywood Brown, right? But he was a PPR machine. And this is why, though. They had so many injuries on defense that they were playing from behind. And I know, and the Ravens, you never think of them as a passing team, but all their running backs were dead. There's all these variables that added up to why he got 140 targets and 90 receptions. You know what I mean?
It's the same case you can make for Amon-Ra, because everyone was hyped on his stats and everything. But when you got zero competition, for those receptions, you just don't really know how that's going to translate to the next year when you do got a little bit of competition. There's another example.
So I want to ask you about that, Hustle, because I'm big on Amon-Ra. So as a coach, even if it ain't no competition, if I see this guy boom for 6 games like he did in the last game where they trying to take him away and he still went off, why would you go and say, okay, well, you're just going to be another plug in the system and not focus your offense kind of around him again?
It was Anthony Lynn, though. I will say this. It was Anthony Lynn. He's gone now. And
it was the last 5. So he didn't start showing off to the last 5 or 6 games, and that's when Dan Campbell. Dan
Campbell's calling the plays, correct?
Yeah. Okay,
but it's still Dan Campbell's not an offensive coordinator though. He took over the play calling duties. They're still drawing up the plays, and that was Anthony Lynn. That system, Keenan Allen eats. You know what I mean? For years with the Chargers and Anthony Lynn. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So then you couple that with the fact that everybody was dead around him, you know what I mean? Including the running backs. Both Swift and Jamal Adams in that stretch were hurt. I mean, Jamal Williams. They were hurt. I mean, the likes of Terrell the Gazelle Williams, he never made it, right? Then you had Josh Reynolds rap. He was a rap, pun intended.
Quick Cephas got hurt.
Wiz Khalif Raymond. They were all dead, including TJ Hawkinson. You know what I mean?
So I love the talent. Like, man, Amon
Okay.
Ra, he was one of those guys that I was really on last year. It was
Okay.
funny. One team where I kind of sucked. Actually, I really, really sucked, and I just left my taxi squad alone. I had Amon Ra St. Brown. I drafted him in the second round of the rookie draft, and I was like, shit, my team was so bad. I didn't even want to move him out of the taxi squad. So I'm stoked that I got him there. You know, now
You just get him up just to get you a high pick too.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, really, it's like Ayuk. You know, I mean, Debo goes down. I mean, we're talking 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
You know, when Ayuk got crazy hyped. I mean, Debo goes down, Kittle goes down.
Okay.
And it's like addition by subtraction where he just gets peppered so much.
Mhm.
I'm not saying I don't like Amon Ra. I'm just saying like where some people are getting him. You know, it's a little bit too rich for my.
We could say he's going to be overdrafted in the redraft.
For sure he is.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, shit. Aiden Hutchinson, you know, like they're going to get a little bit better pass rush now. Like, is their defense going to be as garbage as it has been the past couple years? Last year, they kind of even took a little step up.
Yeah.
Previous years for sure.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They got Kudo coming back
covered
too.
a lot of games last year. Shout out to Big Pick'ems, bro. You know, he was mentioning earlier about the Jets were covering a lot of these games. The Lions were too. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were big spreads against the Lions. So if you were ballsy and you were betting on those points, you were getting the points a lot.
Yep. I think they didn't lose a game more than 10 points, did they? The whole season.
I'm gonna go fact check that real
quick. I think all their games, maybe except for maybe one, I think was like less than 10 points.
I know they covered like 11 spreads last year, bro. It was crazy. Remember the Ravens game?
Yes.
It took the Ravens to have a record-breaking field goal. Because remember that shit kind of bounced off the thing? But
So here you go. Here's the only games that they lost by 10. Now, there's more than like two. But, Packers, you know, I mean, we expect that.
Yeah, that was the Monday night.
Yep. Eagles, when the Lions were at home, maybe we didn't expect that. Bengals really shit on them.
Mm-hmm.
The Broncos shit on them.
Okay.
I think that was that big game for Javonte, if I'm not mistaken.
No, the big game for Javonte was the Chiefs against the Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you got the Cardinals that whooped on them, and then the Seahawks at the very, very end of the season.
Okay.
So that game was awesome because that was the fantasy championship.
Yes, sir.
If you made it with DK, he got you.
Yes, sir.
Tugs.
And Rashad Penny went off.
And Rashad Penny did it. And
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Hey, I know Rashad Penny's still alive, but go ahead and hit that crossroads drop for him one time. You won't be lonely.
I'm big on Penny this year. I think this is the year. He only probably gonna have like 1 or 2 years where he might play the whole season without getting hurt or play majority of the season. I think this might be the season, man. He looked like the best running back in the league in a couple games.
Kenneth Walker.
I mean, it's no shock to me that Seattle went running back because me and Bogey were talking about this yesterday. I really thought they were going to go Breece Hall or that Breece Hall would go to the Texans, you know, but shit, I mean, Jets swooped up before both of those guys. But one thing that I will say, I mean, Kenneth Walker, he's pretty much renowned as the best runner in the draft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, and like, there is no surprise that a lot of these running backs, they catching the ball because college is a pass happy, and then the league is pass happy. So these type of running backs are, I mean, you have to be able to catch the ball. And Kenneth Walker is a better pass catcher than a Breece Hall. I'll say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker is a 3-down guy, and that's what they want. I mean, you go from Marshawn in crazy old Pete's era. You had Marshawn Lynch. You had which is beast mode, right? Everyone knows that. Then you had the beauty to the beast for a short stint with my man Thomas Rawls. Right? And then they tried to do like the CJ Procise. Remember that?
Yeah.
Where he was like that receiver / running back. They even tried to do that with J.D. McKissick. But like Chris Carson was like the closest to they have where they could run that same that ground and pound, what they did with Marshawn Lynch, and then that came and went, and Rashad Penny just never translated and never materialized until last year. And I do want to tell people that's very polarizing. A guy that everyone had high hopes for, and he finally does it for you in the biggest way, in the best part of the year to do it for you.
Yeah.
That last stretch all throughout the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But now they have Kenneth Walker, so don't touch Rashad Penny.
Or he's just a late dart throw. I mean, I know TD's always going 0 RB. Like Rashad Penny is a classic 0 RB guy. Like if I can get Rashad Penny because everyone's off him, close to the 10th round in a redraft league, I might just take a shot. I mean, just it is what it is.
It's a good point. Not me.
Who would you draft first, Bogard? Would you draft William Fuller first over Rashad Penny, or would you go the other way around? If you had to draft one, there's a gun to your head. You must draft one. There's no choice. You got to draft one of them. Who are you drafting first?
Bro, this is easy, bro. Because if there's anybody that I hate, and it's his whole lineage, it's that god-awful Will Fuller. His name isn't William Fuller. He is Will Fuller the fifth. And his pappy was terrible. His pappy's pappy. All 5 of them. Give me Rashad Penny in that instance.
So I don't know if you noticed.
Will Fuller.
I don't know if you noticed, TD, but on Sleeper, he changed his name from Will Fuller the fifth to William Fuller. He's
trying
himself.
to fool me.
He's going to reinvent himself. And for everyone who doesn't know who he is, there's going to be like, oh, who's this William Fuller guy? Let me draft him. He's on Miami.
If he ends up with Green Bay, I will draft William Fuller. William Fuller, not Will Fuller the fifth.
What if he gets back to the Browns somehow? I know it's a stretch at this point.
It's a low pass volume team, so I'm not even touching it.
With Deshaun Watson, low pass value?
Low pass volume. It's still Stefanski. They're going to run the ball like hell and play action.
He got to let Deshaun cook, though. He got to let him cook at times.
If they're playing from behind, yeah.
Okay.
That's why you go from Baker to Watson.
Okay.
So you're going to play the controlled game that you want to play defense, run the ball. And if you ever need to get in a shootout, you have Watson now. Okay. You know what I mean? I mean, Amari Cooper. A lot of his purposes is to be the guy to make defenses honest. That's it. So if you can get a Will Fuller there, it's even better for the run game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Watson. I think Watson's a back end QB1. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if he's a high end QB2, when it's all said and done, I'm not surprised either. They're gonna run the ball a lot.
Mm.
They're gonna run a lot of touchdowns in, I should say.
Yeah, it's crazy because last year, shit. It's crazy because nothing changed from last year to this year except for Watson. But do you remember last year how many motherfuckers were pounding the table for Baker Mayfield, like MVP candidate? Shout out to Guccini, and some others. Baker was like one guy who I was super, super high on as like getting as your QB3, in a super flex league because you'd be getting him, QB 15, 16, something like that. Yeah. I think that Watson has the ability to be a top end QB. That defense, though, I don't think that defense has really lived up to what they expected it to be because they put a lot of money into it in free agents. They haven't really been drafting, for defense. They put their money into free agents, and it almost flopped like their offense flopped.
Mm-hmm. They paid Denzel Ward $100 million. I thought that was a little too early.
He has a good age. You know who his agent is? Tony Dansby. He's the same agent. Denzel Ward, DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, Deebo Samuel. He's trying to get his guys paid, and he got 2 out of the 4 paid already.
Okay.
Ward's dope though. I mean that's one
Ward's
thing.
Good.
He's not a shutdown corner, but he's definitely got to be top 12 corner, in the league, if not higher. I mean, even if I say, closer to double digits, that's probably doing him an injustice because he is one of the better cornerbacks in the league.
Yeah.
He just had a little bit of injury history. That's all that was.
I just wouldn't have paid him $100 million though. I don't know about that. I might would have franchise tagged him.
Those are the on paper numbers.
Like cornerbacks. I mean, it pretty much goes like QBs, left tackles, wide receivers, and then cornerbacks. Like that's kind of like the pecking order of like the pay scale.
You know what I would say? I would say it's receivers now after QBs.
I mean, shit. Yeah, we probably got to switch it now after.
Yeah. 30 million, 28 million, 27 million, 25 million. That's the top 4 right there.
But if you got a dope QB, you definitely got a strong ass high paid left tackle. That's for sure.
Yeah, for damn sure. And those guys, sometimes they get the big bags even well into their 30s, man.
Hell yeah. Because I mean, shit, look at a guy like what's the dude's name on the Rams who's fucking like 40, Whitworth.
Whitworth, yeah.
Yes, because you don't need to run fast when you're right there, man. You just need to be smart, got to have good hands, good feet. That's really it.
And not be injured.
And not be injured.
And he doesn't get injured. So I got to give Whitworth. He's actually worked this way his last little bit with the Rams. He's a Hall of Famer now, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he played long enough. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
16, 17 years.
But check this out, fellas. TD, it was a pleasure having me on, brother.
Yes, sir.
I gotta take off. Huss,
shoot your stuff out. Shoot your stuff out.
Oh yeah, man. You know, if anybody want to rock with us, man, you can catch me and Huss on either the Fantasy Football Hustler on YouTube or the GMM Network on YouTube. We be simulcasting a lot of our joints. You know, catch us for FNT Fantasy News Today. It's every Wednesday. Catch us for the Real Fantasy Playmakers also every Wednesday night. And during the year, FNT is daily. You know what I mean? You're going to see a lot of TD on there as well. It goes down, man. We're keeping you up to date on both sides of the ball in fantasy because, you know what I'm saying, this is what we do. And TD is a part of this community where it's a real degenerate community. You know what I mean? Like it's not your work leagues content. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not your home league type joints. This is that upper echelon. In this case, in true TD fashion, this is that cutting edge content. You know what I mean? And you want to rock with it, man, because we produce champions.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But for sure, y'all be easy.
Yep. Be safe.
Peace.
All right, Hustler, we've been on here for a little bit, so I guess we get ready to get out, man. I appreciate you coming, man. Shoot your stuff out.
Yeah, so I mean, we got I'm trying to get everyone on the podcast now because YouTube, I mean, it's going good, but I know people listen to podcasts at work. So just go to hustlerpod.com and you can get subscribed, you know, on Apple, on Spotify, you know, everywhere. Listen to it at work. We got dope content that's coming out all the time. Bogey just talked about fantasy news today. We're getting a bunch of rookie content coming out. And then if you guys are into movies at all, me and Bogard started a movie podcast a couple weeks ago. We're 2 episodes in. It's called the Silver Screen Breakdowns. First movie we broke down was Pulp Fiction, and the second movie we broke down was Jackie Brown. So we started off with a couple of Quentin Tarantino classics, and it's better in podcast form because you can hear all the scenes that we're actually watching, and then we break it all down. You know, just like we do for football and fantasy football, we're breaking shit down, and it's been so fun. So it's Silver Screen Breakdowns. You can find it on YouTube or get it in podcast form. That's the best. SSBpod.com. So like Silver Screen Breakdowns pod.com.
Yep. And do you want to shoot out Super Draft Pro that we doing too?
I mean, everyone needs to get on Super Draft Pro. If you guys aren't already on it, I think TD has his link in the description right now. I mean, it's baseball, you know, basketball is kind of finishing up. I say everyone needs to go get on this. Like right now, you get on a membership, 20, 50, or $100 a month. You want to do it right now so you get a lay of the land before football. You want to know how this works. So when football comes, you are just in mid-season form. They're going to have college football, you know, on there as well. So don't wait all the way until September. Shit, in August, we're already going to be doing daily fantasy for college football. And I know, TD, you were one of the guys who was always at the top of the leaderboards for those college games.
Yes. I love it. Listen, guys, Super Draft Pro, they also got like where you can gamble. If you're not in a gambling state, you can go and use coins, which you can flip into like a gift card and win money. So guys, get on there. You can actually, I know Hustler uses just to gauge to see if he can bet real money, right? You was telling me about that. You was following the guy and you just using your coins just to see if it was actually, if he was good enough to bet real money. So guys, it's awesome. This is a cutting edge platform. Eventually you're going to be able to play poker, do whatever you can do in Vegas, but you're going to be able to do it virtually. So make sure you sign up for Super Draft Pro. It's awesome content. It's not a salary. It's actually multipliers. You can pick whoever you want. They just got a multiplier. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. We're going to be doing more lives like this, guys, all year coming up with fantasy. And, Hustle, I got to get in some of those movie pods, bro, because me and Bogart have been talking about Walking Dead and Sons of Anarchy. So, man, that's going to be awesome, bro. I got to get on one of those. And, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to my OnlyFans, too, and also hit the like button on this video. This OnlyFans, I got listener leagues, guys. It's going to be gas. Hustler also offer listener leagues too. That's where I got my platform for my leagues. I got it from him. I got to give him credit for that. Awesome. IDP crazy. So guys, make sure you sign up for my OnlyFans. You're going to be grandfather classing for $10 a month, only up into this year. I've been moving the deadline, but this is the last time that you're going to be able to get grandfathered in for this value that's going to be going up. So thank y'all guys for tuning in. Peace.